guess we can go and kick it off with the topic of the day, man. Music and the black culture, man. The effect of music on our people and society at large, man. Do the panel feel that music has an effect as a whole?
Yes, music does have an effect as a whole because of the tool that user was used for. It was used as a way for our people to express themselves. Like from the beginning, from when we started off in this country during slavery, where we had Negro spirituals and church music to express what we were going through in the fields and a way to get the freedom. Even during civil rights movement with people like Sam Cooke, Marvin Gaye talking about the things that was happening during that era. Motown expressed the things that we were going through, not only just feelings with our relationships in the community, but what we felt with the police as well, what we felt with the government. Then we can go on to the era when rap actually became a thing, and we see how rap grew from just a party era and during the administration of, let's say, Ronald Reagan, when crack was a big thing booming in the community. That's when gangster music kind of subsided. And then we had groups like NWA coming out with gangster music about the situations that we were dealing with in the ghetto in the 90s. And then now where it's no longer expressing what we're going on in the community, but what they're pushing.
Understandable, understandable.
So the music changed. It changed from expressing what we were going through to expressing what they want to sell us.
Mm. When you say that, you feel like that change happened with the switch from hip hop to rap, basically.
Yeah,
I,
pretty much.
I definitely can see that. I definitely can see that. And
And, and I think the test project was Lil Wayne.
I mean, I wouldn't even say that because I think it came before Wayne. Because even back in the '90s, like you know what I mean, you had people who were rapping about going to college and just rapping about being unified and stuff like that. Then it went to rapping about showboating and being flashy. And I had an old head tell me about like he say for as far as he could remember, it was Biggie Smalls that was the first to come with that flashy showboating rap style.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
Rapping about having the cars and jewelry and stuff like that, and which is understandable
For
coming
the
from
East
his
Coast, yeah.
position. You know what I mean?
For the
Coming
East
from
Coast,
his
yeah.
position as a nigga coming off the streets to being a nigga, you know what I mean, on top of the billboards, this is a whole new lifestyle to him. So, you know, he rapping about his experience, which is understandable. Not excusable, but understandable.
I mean, but we can say Biggie Smalls was for the East Coast, but when it comes down, excuse me, when it comes down to how music is being used now, it is pretty much used as a propaganda tool. And I know one of the reasons why we're talking about this is we're talking about how much accountability should we should we give music for the detriment of our community.
And you think though music just now being used for propaganda?
I can put
No.
a timeline on it.
When you think music started being used for propaganda?
I can start from 99.
I
What
can
came
tell you,
out
boy,
in
music
99?
has been used to push ideas long before '99.
I can say 99 just because Cash Money was the first, it was the actual first record label to come out with I guess a, a aura of flashiness. and also they had the major labels behind them, because you got to think before that happened, we had record labels like Bad Boy. Bad Boy was somewhat of an independent label. We had record labels like No Limit. Master P is always independent. But when Cash Money came out, they're the ones who showed you all the diamonds and things like that. So they kind of push a narrative to the youth, especially our generation. Because remember, when Cash Money came out, we was in fifth grade, and our generation is kind of leading the whole. Yeah, we're leading the whole like flashy movement. Like Lil Wayne is trademarked. He said that he came up with the term bling bling. We're wearing diamonds because of what we seen them wear. They the ones who landed in the helicopter in the music video.
Right. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. I definitely agree with
Yep.
you, but I mean, I think you're just looking at it from a narrow perspective, though. I'm saying music in general has always been used to push a narrative, push an idea to be propaganda. Music has always been there. Now, rap music or hip hop in itself might have been a late start, but music has always been used
But
to push a message on the masses.
that's why I ran through what we listen to as music, the history of what we listen to as music, because what we listen to as music wasn't music to push a narrative. It was music to express what we were going through. There's a
I
difference.
mean, well, that would give the sense that we always had control of music.
And when we were singing Negro spirituals, who created those Negro spirituals?
Singing Negro
Who
spirituals,
created rock and roll?
singing
Who
Negro
created R&B?
spirituals is
Who
not
created
going.
jazz? Who created blues?
It's not going to be in any propaganda unless they're using it for trying to get votes or something on a political matter. That's when then you see they break out the Negro spirituals.
The,
But
the
I'm
but
saying
you're
music has always been used for propaganda when you're trying to push a narrative. That hip hop is just relatively new and was a
no, but
relatively
you're looking at it.
effective weapon, I believe, in the urban centers.
I feel that you're looking at it as on an aspect that the powers that be, quote unquote, were always the ones who controlled it, but they didn't control the music.
I
Motown
mean, nah,
was
I
a
didn't say
blank
that.
was
I
a
just said
Motown
I'm
was a
just
black
saying
record
music
label.
itself has always been used as propaganda, regardless. Like music has a way of swaying the masses. It has been known for the longest.
So you could do you believe that you can compare rap music to what slaves were singing?
I'm not even trying to compare them. I'm just saying
No,
that
the only reason why I'm asking this is because when I say the history of music, you have to pay attention to it, because the full history of music, you have to pay attention to the fact that there was a time where music, again, this is when we were talking about when we were doing, the warm-ups for it. There was a time where art imitated life, and this is also included with music. But now life is imitating art. That's why they have so many different shows where you see a lot of homosexuals being represented. That's why you see a lot of shows where you have dumb dads, or you have individuals that have this persona in music where they're gangsters. But in all black communities, it's not all gangsters. Just like when you talk about, let's say, a group like Black Lives Matter who want to get rid of the police. In majority of black communities, black people don't want to get rid of the police. So I'm saying there's a difference. There's a difference when you're saying that, that
You said we don't want to get rid of the police?
no, 80% of black communities do not want to get rid of the police,
Mm.
because crime happens majority in black communities. So so when you talk about music, I want to actually establish that there's a difference in the music that we're getting today versus the music that we were getting, let's say, during the civil rights era.
I mean, and you think the music today and the music back then didn't sway the masses?
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that the music that was created then was created because of an outcry of the community versus the music that is created now that is created to push a certain narrative for the community to follow.
Hmm.
Follow what
No,
exactly though? What
Okay, let's take an example like um the what is it? Uh, is it not Trouble Man in the City? Marvin Gaye. Matter of fact, not in the city. Let's take Sam Cooke. A change gonna come.
mm-hmm.
When Sam Cooke created that record, he created that record because of what was going on in the community. He created that record because we were going through situations during that era where we were not treated equally. All right.
But
Versus,
we got music like that still too though. It's just, different.
but there was a reason he created it because of what he was saying. Versus what we're seeing today in rap music, where rappers are talking about getting drugs and doing drugs.
Man, I know you know that song, bro. Like I'm your pusher man.
But
That it's been there, Holmes. It's the
but what
same thing. It's just a different
but,
genre. It's a different time.
but what I'm saying
There's
is
no difference
that
between now
people
and then.
now, I mean, I agree with him. There was way more positive songs back then.
it wasn't even about being positive. What you see. All right, let's take this. Um, the clothing people wore, because a lot of people get on when people talk about Lil Nas X. You hear individuals saying, "Well, you had Andre
Man,
3000 and
bro,
you
did
had
you see what they
Prince,"
was wearing in the
and
70s,
they just
man?
like this. But when we see Andre 3000, we seen Prince, we was like, "Oh, they crazy. That's some crazy stuff to wear." Versus now, when we see individuals when they wear stuff like purses or dresses, they're pushing this for individuals to wear purses and dresses.
Okay.
It's not what you see in the community.
I mean, and I feel you, and I definitely agree with you on that. I'm just trying to I'm just saying though, music has been influencing the community, and not just from a standpoint of, oh, I'm just making music on what I see. No, where you would make a song and that becomes the newest trend. That has been happening long before uh Cash Money Records, bro. I'm just saying this has
Yeah,
been
but
happening
then you got to
long before
remember,
then.
in history we had a parental advisory. You couldn't show any film or have any music that was too lewd. Like
Okay. Yeah.
it couldn't be too crazy. But now we just slap a parental advisory sticker on it, and now you can just buy it anywhere. Or all you have to do is say you have to be 18 or up.
Well, I
So
mean,
it's a different time that we're living in. So certain music you was like, come on, you seen the Ray movie and you seen when he made one record that wasn't even crazy. He was like, hey, look, bro, this is kind of a little sexual, so we gotta do some stuff.
oh man, oh, don't get me wrong. Trust me, I get you. I definitely get you. When I first got into this whole little conscious walk or whatever, you know what I mean, just searching the conspiracy theories and all that, there was something that it was a video that outlined how movies and music got way more graphic after 2001. Just, you know what I mean, like before then it was rarely any blood inside of movies, even horror movies, and there wasn't even no graphic scenes to the extent where if there was a murder scene, you would see a shadow on getting stabbed on the
Yeah.
wall, or you would see just the blood splatter on the wall. You would never actually see the physical decapitation or the actual gore that take place. God dang.
Yeah, there
But
was some type
after
sensory.
2001, man, like the censorship just got way more lax. Oh yeah, so I definitely agree with you. So I mean, with the argument that it's way more prevalent today, I definitely agree. But it was definitely there long beforehand, and
Or
that's where I mean that's that slow drip effect, man. You know, over generations when you got um beliefs. You know what I mean?
yeah,
What was accepted in one generation becomes taboo in the next.
but even with all that being known, we still cannot hold music as accountable for what's happening in this generation as we want to, because I'm not a parent, but as adults, we see what they're doing. So at some point in time, we have to censor ourselves from this music or not support it.
But how could you not hold music accountable when there are artists who are admitting to the very thing that we're trying to defend our kids from? You feel me? There are artists who have lost their careers, and some even speculate lost their lives behind trying to tell folks the very thing that we discussing today, that people are intentionally using music to manipulate the airways and to manipulate people's way of thinking in society.
I don't. The only thing that I'm holding blame to the parents is the consumption of the music. Now, the music that is created, I hold that to blame to the artist, because you have a choice whether or not you want to put out crappy music that will sell versus good music that will actually uplift the community. Because we like is there's the top selling rappers right now aren't the ones who are talking about doing drugs and all this stuff and shooting up clubs and all this. Like the three top selling rappers are Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole.
Mm.
And they're not talking about that. But
Now, I
I
mean,
feel that the record labels, they're doing the buckshot approach and just firing as much as they can until they hit something. So
right.
that's why we have rappers like a Lil Pump come out and rap about nonsense. So I think that's the only thing that they use them for.
So what about when you got somebody who come rapping conscious and then you know what I mean, nigga busting conscious freestyle, country bars in the cipher, and then somebody like, man, niggas ain't trying to hear that. So who is to blame then?
Well, you can't say that
And see,
because
look, I
again, the
think that's
three
what
top.
y'all really touching on for real. It's not the music, you feel me? It's not the TV or nothing single that can be blamed. But if you gotta blame a single thing, then it just gotta be like the lack of character and like morality amongst people in general. And the stuff that we see help put us in the mindset of, oh, it's okay, or you know what I'm saying? And it just
Right.
lowers the whole morale of everything. You know what I'm saying? So we could definitely like blame the music or like blame the TV shows and the movies, but we also have to like blame like kind of what you're saying too, TJ. Like we gotta blame what we accepting too. You feel
Facts.
Yeah,
me? Like
I definitely agree
we
with
have
that.
to
Definitely
we
agree
have
with
to
that.
hold ourselves accountable for the type of stuff that we allow to be put on TV or the type of stuff that we even allow ourselves to absorb because we tell ourselves by absorbing it that it's okay. We tell our kids that it's okay. So then when they start doing it, what can we really say? Because this the show that you watch every night. I thought you liked this. You feel me?
because at the end of the day, it's really simple to turn the off switch.
Yeah.
I
Me
Me
mean,
too.
personally, when I have kids, when I had kids, like there's not even gonna be a TV in my house.
oh, hold on now. Now, okay. At the same time, bro, you got to think about like a parent that's working 2, 3 jobs, bro, given a state of the situation or whatever. You know what I mean, kid is in school, right? The child is in school, so then the child has music all around them, probably 20 hours out the day, bro. Like, unless you just around no kind of electronic device, you're going to hear
Nah, bro, because
music
I'm finna step on some parents' toes with this one. Because if you working that hard, you feel me? Like, what's really going on? Like, if you working 2 and 3 jobs, then you still can't afford the proper child care. Like, what's going on? Like, you feel me? Like,
I mean,
what's
it's
really
not
going
even
on?
just about
Like,
that.
nah,
It's
for
not
real.
even
And
just
I know
about the
people be
proper
having
child
stuff going
care.
on, but
Somebody might
like,
be
come
watching
on
them.
now.
Somebody might be watching them. That don't mean
Yeah.
they raising them though.
Yeah, and you know, yeah, you right about that too. You right about that too. But we
So
can't
I
we can't just
mean,
like
I didn't listen
blame
to
that
it.
too though.
oh
I
no,
didn't
no,
listen
no.
to it.
It's not a blame or to try
No, I'm
to
saying.
remove
Let me say this point real quick.
blame from anybody.
I
But
didn't hear a rap song until I was like 9 years old. And the first rap song that I heard, and I was always around music. So it's really what the parents let you hear. Because when you're a kid, you're ignorant of everything. The only thing that you're able to consume is what your parents let you consume. Yes, you're gonna probably run into some friends and stuff that let you hear some stuff or anything like that. But when you're a kid, more than likely when you get out of school, you're going straight home. Your only life is your parents.
bro,
You don't know nothing else.
my bus driver used to play the radio, bro. When I was in elementary school, my bus driver played the radio on the way home. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's going to be times where, as a parent, you just cannot monitor your child at all times. It's just not going to happen.
So
Now,
then they
there
go
are
to
situations
you have
where
to
the
teach your
parent
kids.
do have to take responsibility and be held accountable. But at the same time, how can you be mass producing a bunch of poison and just tell folks, well, don't touch it, don't drink it, don't pick
Because
it up? You know what I mean? Like,
we don't
If you
address it.
don't touch it and you don't drink it, your children, you are the model for your child. Like,
and your children, that is not always true, because not every child want to be like their parent. I
no, I
know
ain't
plenty.
saying that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're gonna be like your parents, but I'm saying
Or even
nine
following
times
it.
out of ten, 9 times 10, like you see little girls now, they are twerking and doing all that stuff. I bet you they mamas doing the same thing.
Or
Like
Oh
let
yeah,
all
them
on
most
do it.
definitely,
Instagram
most
are
definitely,
thinking
most
that shit is
definitely.
cute. So you
Most
Yep.
are a
definitely.
model. Like, I'm sorry, it doesn't matter whether you are a good model or a bad model. Like, some kids can look at you and see, like, be like, yeah, I know what not to do when I get older. Or, okay, I know what, you know what I'm saying? They still taking notes. They still sucking in information at the same time. But now, bro, like,
Oh, most definitely, man. I got a friend who I
Another
just
way to
realized, like,
counteract
I
it
just
is
had
like
seen after a while where, you know what I mean, their child is not receiving the best of influences, and it hurt me, and I didn't even know what to say or how to say it without, you know what I mean, causing
that's
a
the parent's
argument.
fault, though.
I
I
mean,
blame
I'm
the
just saying,
parent.
as a friend, I didn't know what to say that wouldn't cause an incident or just be like, yeah, I mean, stepping past that boundary, because of the nature of the situation. You feel me? It would have seemed like I would have just been in my feelings because their child. It was a situation between their child and my nephew. Now they recognized that their child was wrong, but I didn't know how my input would have been received if they would have said something because of, you know what I mean, how sensitive it was. But definitely seeing that a parent and how their child grow up is go hand in hand. I also have seen situations where a child got just
Too.
completely rebellious of their parent, also got to it and just don't want nothing to do with the parent. Like,
Rebellion usually doesn't hit until 12 or 13.
nah, man.
When you start goddamn going through puberty, unless you going through some shit at home.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
like I've never seen a 9-year-old just be like, you know what, I'm not listening to nothing my parents say. I'm sorry. Especially
but that's what I
if
was
those
gonna say.
parents are
Like the
tapping in
only
their
way you
head.
can counteract it is to have a relationship with your kids. You
Or
supposed to be their
Exactly.
yeah,
parent,
that
of
and
course,
discipline.
but you really gotta have a relationship. Yeah, like
I
you need to
mean,
be like you and your child need to have like
Punch a kid.
where you can at least know how they day was at school, and then not be too scared to tell you about what's going on around them, so y'all can really talk about things. You feel me?
hey
True.
TJ,
Who do
how
Like,
many
that?
9-year-olds can recognize though really when a parent is neglecting them or just not around? You know what I mean?
Oh, kids know when they're not loved.
Not being loved and not
But
being neglected is two different things. I mean, you can have parents love
when
their
you,
kids, but just be
bruh,
addicted to a
if you're
drug.
How?
neglecting your kid,
Yeah.
if you're
If you
neglecting your
neglect your
kid,
child, you ain't got that much love, bro.
I mean,
yeah,
you got
like
hold
it's
on,
kind
no.
of
I
like
completely disagree with that, Shadow, because
my
mental.
nieces and nephews, I love them. Like
When you
and
have
they're not
people
even
that
mine.
are facing mental situations, Shadow, like that, that's not to say that somebody don't necessarily love their person or their situation because they're having mental stability issues or having issues controlling their mental state. You know what I mean?
But you asked me a specific question. How many kids can recognize that? A lot.
At 9 years old, a child gonna be able to
Yes.
recognize that? Nah, man, I ain't never.
They can
I disagree
Yeah,
recognize
with that.
when their parent is not around them and
absolutely.
doesn't
No,
want to have
no, no.
anything
I
to do
didn't
with
say
them.
recognize not around. Of course, every child, a 5-year-old can recognize when their child is not around, bro. But I'm just saying recognize that when it's a
And they
genuine
know
act
it's not
of
normal.
neglect, shouted,
They
or
know it's not normal because they can see their
man, I done
classmates
cried
getting
because
picked
my
up by
mama
their
don't work.
parents.
I mean, I done
They can see
cried
their
for my mama
classmates
when she
getting
ain't working
playing at the
overtime and
baseball
double
games, stuff
shifts,
like that.
bro. Like, so not always know the difference. I'm saying you can have a child, a 9-year-old is not gonna know their mama out there in the streets, bro. A 9-year-old not unless the 9-year-old's been out there in the streets with them to see what the parents doing.
You didn't see, now you're
But
doing
you know, if
extra
the
specific.
parent is not around, but
Right.
you saying neglect. Like I
Yeah.
teach toddlers. It's a whole
I
little
mean,
girl when she come in
but the
there
parent
and
not
she's
being
like, I
around
don't
don't
have a
necessarily mean
dad.
neglect.
My dad's not here.
You got a parent that go to the military and not be around, like
And
so.
they feel some type
Not
of
being
way
around
because
don't
of it.
always have to be a
But
negative
there's some type of little FaceTime that they do. There's some type of letters they do. There are phone calls they do.
They still don't.
I
They're
mean,
still
you're
not
not
around. They're
physically
still not
there, but
around.
there are some people there are some children that are two that have told me I don't have a dad. My dad's not here.
Yeah,
I
they
don't never
recognize
see
it.
him. That's neglect.
And I
Yeah,
completely
family
understand that.
members that
What
wasn't
I'm
even
saying
raised by their parents, and they can tell you that their parents was around and they're still alive, and they noticed it when they were kids. Kids, they're not retarded. They know when what stuff is supposed to be. You're born with that.
I disagree with that, man, because I done seen plenty of
Bro,
situations.
kids done seen the Lion King and they knew that it was messed
I
up.
done seen plenty of situations where I'm trying to. Matter of fact, I had a situation where I'm trying to help somebody get straight, so their child won't recognize that they're being neglectful and being out the way. Because the child don't know no better at this point. And yes, these are 7, 8-year-olds and 2 more years, 9-year-old, goddamn. Nah, I don't see it happening. But a 12, 13-year-old, yes, will be able to see that, oh, my mama chasing niggas. A 9-year-old ain't gonna see that right off the
Bro,
bat.
we believe different things than you. Like I have more
I'm telling you what I've
evidence
actually
to
experienced though.
confirm what I'm saying.
I've had a friend just lose a child based off of this very
That's what
scenario. Their
no, that's what I'm
child
saying.
going through
You
them
asked
with
me the
stuff
same thing, and I'm
at a
saying I
young
have
age.
experience on
At
the
a
same
young
thing.
age, the child didn't recognize what was going on, didn't know why mama having so many friends over and stuff. By the time the child 14 years old, child know better now. Like, yo, my mama out here wilding.
Glass, I'm sitting here telling you the same thing. Like I have anecdotal evidence too, because I have
Right.
family members that were raised in households where they didn't even have their parents, but they knew their parents was alive and existed, and they felt some type of way because their
I'm not,
parents wasn't in their life every day
I'm not
when they
saying
were
that kids
kids.
are not going to feel some type of way. I'm saying being able to recognize that your
Yeah.
child, your parent
If
is
you feel some type of way,
neglecting.
there's a reason why. It's because you recognize it.
No. Not being able to recognize that you
If
feel
I
some
get
type of
scratched,
way.
the only reason why I feel it is because I recognize that I
Listen,
got
I'm
scratched.
not saying being able to recognize that you're feeling a way. I'm saying being able to recognize that your parent is not there for a specific reason, as opposed to recognizing that your parent's not there because they work all the time and
Oh
they're
no,
constantly working.
I didn't hear
And
that part
then
in your first
yeah, that's what I'm
question. It's
saying.
for a
Between a
specific reason
9-year-old
So
why
give
they're
me an
not
as a
there.
example of
nine-year-old.
give me an example of a reason though.
What I'm saying is, a 9-year-old, you're not gonna know right off the bat that your parents neglect you because they're in the street. You're just gonna feel you're
Cap,
just gonna
yes you
feel that
do.
my parent. You're gonna feel that my
Yeah.
parent is not there. But as a 13-year-old, you're gonna be able to recognize and see and know. You're gonna be more familiar of the signs that okay, they're doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. You get what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, I gotta acknowledge this. You kind of changed the question up. because the first question you asked was, would a 9-year-old recognize neglect? That's why I was answering. Now, if you're saying
And that's why I
specifically
said a
why this child
willful.
is
No,
getting
I said
neglect,
a
no, I'm not gonna
willful
say that a
neglect.
9-year-old would know that
I was
their
saying
mom
a
is out here
willful
horrible.
neglect,
I'm
not
not saying that,
necessarily
but I'm saying
recognizing
that.
neglect in general.
But I'm saying that the child would. I'm saying the child would not know that their mom out here like tricking off. But I'm saying that the child. But I'm saying that the child would know that their mom isn't around.
And I agree with that. I'm not arguing that at
Okay,
all.
then that's
I'm
no,
saying
no.
just being
That's
able to
all I'm saying. Like you
recognize
have to be specific with your question. I'm sorry.
saying being able to recognize a willful neglect at a certain age. A 9-year-old is not going to notice willful neglect unless the adults around them is letting them know. But a 13-year-old, 14-year-old, yes, they're going to be able to notice a willful neglect and then be able
You
to
just
act
changed the
on that
question again.
rebellion.
You just changed the question again,
But
bro.
now, no, I didn't change the question, bro. You just didn't understand what I was saying from the jump. I'm saying the same thing. Will a 9-year-old be able to notice that their parent is not there willfully? Like they're just out in the streets running about. Will they know the difference between that type of feeling or just my parent is working and I don't get to see my
Yes.
parent?
Yes.
I disagree with you. I think as a 9-year-old, unless you're being told by an adult, you're just going to have that feeling that my parent is not around. But as a teen or preteen, being able to see that your parent is out catching rides and going partying all the time, god dang, is a whole different effect. That's what I'm saying. And I don't think a 9-year-old is going to be able to just recognize right off the bat that oh, my
I don't know,
parent
man. But
is
everything y'all saying making it sound like you can't blame the
You say what now?
I mean, based on everything that y'all saying now, it still put majority of the weight on the outcome of the child on the parent, no matter what the circumstances is. And these are circumstances that people who are in a position to have children know before they even have children. You feel me? Not saying it like that, but I'm just saying like
no.
So
you made that
the
is
parent
extremely
has to be
important.
held responsible for the type of situation that they
Most
child is being put in.
Most definitely. Now, you as a parent, you're gonna have to recognize when it's time for you to step in and be a parent.
If you out here,
the outside factors that are causing this influence to be difficult for what are the outside factors that make it hard to parent in this day and age? You know what I mean? And I think music definitely is one of them.
It's the
unprotected sex.
You can't keep your folks away from it. That's something that we have to accept too. Ain't no way to keep it's not no way to keep your children away from it in this day and age. Period. Because like you said, you gotta go to work. They finna be somewhere where you don't know if it's a TV over there. You feel me? So unless you got some type of network motherfuckers who don't believe in TVs and internet that you sending your children to,
right?
You feel me? You never know what they're gonna absorb. I mean, the best way to try to counteract some of those things
a two-parent household
relationship with your child.
A two-parent household where one parent, just keeping
a two-parent household,
keeping the house in order. God dang, that way you know what your child is being fed. God dang.
Yeah, for real though. But I mean, that's why we gotta raise our standards up and stop accepting the bare minimum from ourselves and each other. You feel me?
Well, in the raising the standards, we gotta understand that we have to get rid of rap.
Just be doing stuff because it feel good, because we want to.
Yep, throw away rap.
You gotta get rid of rap.
For real, anything that just tell you to do what you want because it feel good. That's not the message that we need. You can't always do what we want because it feel good, bro. You can't just be fucking because it feel good. You can't just be doing drugs because it feel good. At some point, someone has to fuck it up.
Look, and I got a whole blunt I wanted to roll up.
Telling us that.
Rap is the most.
No, for real. But at the same time, you gotta learn how to.
Cause see, like what I do with my daughter, I don't have no TV and no internet. But when she goes to her grandma's house, she had all the TV, internet, and that's like on the weekend. And basically, we sit down and we have real live conversations. I don't lie to her. You know what I'm saying? She's not 9. She's a
And
little
that's the
younger than
best thing to
that.
do too.
But I talk to my child. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like something I got from my dad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was raised by a dope boy. So he sat down and, you know what I'm saying, gave it to me raw and uncut. I don't know no sugarcoating shit. Straight up. Like, so when you just basically talk to your child, don't leave them in the dark. Don't let them go out there and learn shit that you should be teaching them at home as a parent. Don't let them learn that shit on the street. I mean, like, cause I listened to rap coming up, and I didn't listen to a whole lot of rap, but I listened to rap coming up. But I also did go to some of the same schools that my peers went to until like high school. So sometimes, like, yeah, y'all right. Like, parents really do need to step in and be there. Like, I don't understand that neglect shit. Like, I don't understand how you not there. Like, cause I'm a whole single mom. Ain't no help from no daddy, and I'm doing everything in my power to keep my child from growing up the way I grew up. Like, she'll never know what it's like to grow up in Adamville. I have to boil water because you know what I'm saying. To see that you look outside and your best friends that you grew up with, y'all going to the same school, hopping on the same bus, but her mama a whole fucking crackhead. You know what I'm saying? Like, she'll never know what that life is like. And when you a parent, you should want more for your child. Like, you know what I'm saying? But just like last time I said, I told you, I watch Power, I watch this, I watch that on my phone during my break when I have some downtime. But she don't know what the fuck that is. My child, you drop my child in the middle of the hood, she gonna fold. Cause she's a smarty pants. She goes to a Montessori school. Like, I don't understand that not being there for your child, bruh. Like, cause I'm the type of mom, like, nigga, I'll take it out your belly to make sure the mines eat. So ain't nothing I won't do. So I don't understand that. Like, not being there for them. Like, not, I don't care how hard shit be. Like, get out there and do it. That's it.
You
But
don't
you
understand
touched
me,
on
lady.
something.
We got a world full of
That's
selfish
it. And you
people,
can't
man.
just make
And
excuses. Like you said, you're a
people,
single mother.
we have a world
Right.
full of
And
selfish
like,
people,
I
and
want,
everybody don't hold those type of morals. That's exactly what Shay was
but
talking about. You know what I mean? Having
I want to
morals and
comment.
hey,
having
how y'all
standards that
doing?
you live by, man.
I
I
just
have to
want to
pick up for
comment
Glenn.
on what you just said. Like,
That's something in
you,
our community that we don't
All
have
right.
high value
Thank you.
in.
but one thing that was
You
really
do.
important that she just said was that her parents told her the truth and and told her about what was going on. Like, they didn't hold nothing. It was like, yo, I'm gonna tell you. And I can agree that, and it could be a testament to that because my parents did the same thing. Like, even now today, when I'm riding in the car, like, if I don't like a song, when they say something too crazy with me, I turn it off. I'm not even going. My heart can't handle it. I just can't do it. So I turn it off myself. And that's important because that teaches
They
your
said I
children
just can't take it.
discernment.
Honestly, I don't even ride with a radio on when I drive. Like, I just don't even bother
Yeah. Yeah.
turning it off or on.
We gotta train our folks, man. Life is about training. We need to know what to do in certain situations, and we can't let the media raise our folks now. You know what I'm saying?
But
Yeah.
but
That
that's what
that
we're
is the
dealing with
problem.
today. We
So
have
many people
we have nothing
making
but media
excuses.
doing
I
that.
can't tell you how many times I heard a single mother excuse.
Yeah.
Like, how many
Say
times
one
have
more
you
time.
seen parents just drop their kids off in front of YouTube or in front of the TV or in front of the radio or something like that? So parents are willingly doing this. They're willingly consuming this. Like, the people who listen to most of the music that we listen to, or most of like the people who go viral on YouTube and stuff like that, those people are being viewed by children. The
Now,
most viral person on YouTube is PewDiePie, and PewDiePie is being viewed by children.
you got
PewDiePie,
got
okay.
when you got a lot of single parents, bro, and they need time away from the child. Ain't no other parent there. They ain't to take that time. Who gonna do it? That where the TV become the second parent, man.
Nah,
And that's
bruh.
what's
See,
so
I used
dangerous.
to get these. I used to get these science project things. I got videos on them, bruh. My child sit there and architect and shit. She was building shit. You just gotta change. You just gotta change up how you do it. Like, I got puzzles when I was little. When my dad got tired of my little ass running around, you just gotta switch it up. Like, You don't want no TV raising your child because what's on TV?
I mean, we're
If you
talking
really
about
Exactly.
care about
people.
your child,
We
bro,
talking
you
about
can
people who
find
was
something.
raised. See, okay, now you're talking about people who was raised by TV themselves, and we're taking a standard of love and morals and what we think someone should do if you love somebody and imposing it on a flat ground standard like this is what it means to love your child. This is what it. I mean, and don't get me
The
wrong.
only reason why
As
we
a
think that is because it's been proven to work.
no, it
The
ain't
old
even talking
school
about
way has
that.
been proven to work.
I'm not talking about that, bro. I'm talking about how you trying to define a certain level of what it means to love somebody. Yeah, I mean, you can love somebody and still hurt somebody. Like, see,
Yeah, because I
so
probably say something mean to you that you don't like. If I say that
and
you're
that don't
fat and you
necessarily
need to
mean you
lose weight,
don't
I'm not
love
saying it
them.
to be mean. I'm
And I
saying it
get
because I
that.
want you
And
to live.
so what I'm saying is like we measure how we do things. We measure the rest of the world by how we do things. You know what I mean? And that's not always the case. Everybody don't always have the chance or know to love the same way that we do. Because not everybody was raised with being able to talk to their parent and express themselves.
Has the media been putting out poison for the last 15 to 20 years,
Media
25
been
years?
putting out poison ever since it was invented.
Have they been putting out extreme poison and propaganda for the last 15 to 25 years?
Facts.
Ever since it was invented.
Yeah, I say yeah.
Yes or no?
It's been
I
ever
say
since it
yeah.
Okay,
was invented.
so if we're saying this,
I don't say
we
so.
can actually be like, hey, guess what? There's a lot of bad stuff happening, and you're doing this for a reason. It looks kind of crazy. Like, we can be like, hey, I don't like this, and this is not healthy for our people because it's not healthy for our people. It's not. It doesn't make any sense for the things that we've been like. Let's take HIV. HIV was one of those things that everybody made a big deal about and all this stuff in the 90s. Made a big deal about it. We started finding out that hey, maybe we can actually keep it kosher. Maybe we can keep it under wraps and it doesn't have to be crazy. So they started developing medicine and all that good stuff. All right, cool. But now we have, let's take a state like California, who is saying that guess what? If you have HIV, you don't even have to tell nobody that you have it. It's cool. Can we say that's a little wrong?
Yeah. I
Yeah, that's
mean,
wrong.
That's a little wrong, right?
Because
So
I
there,
thought you was used to get locked up for not,
yeah,
you
that's
know what
supposed to
I'm
be like
saying?
attempted
yeah,
murder if you tell them
exactly.
motherfucker.
But what I'm saying is we can actually stipulate, hey, maybe in the past we were doing something somewhat right, and maybe if we're getting loosey goosey with it, it doesn't mean that it's right. Maybe some things aren't subjective. Maybe things have an objective truth. Maybe there is an actual right way to raise your children. Maybe there is a certain type of music that your children should be listening to. Maybe there's a certain type of book that you should
And
be giving your
what would
children.
be the measure to that? What would be the measure to that?
If they're not talking about bitches and hoes and selling drugs, maybe we shouldn't let them listen to that.
I mean, I agree with that. And all I'm
Yeah, I'm
saying
just saying if a song is called thought shit, maybe that I don't want my daughter to listen to it.
I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I'm just talking about from the parenting point of
Maybe it
view.
shouldn't even be on the radio.
I,
How about that?
from a
How about
parenting
it
point of
shouldn't
view,
even be on public radio?
and I definitely agree with that. And from a parenting point of view, you can't control the radio. You can't control who your child always going to be around or how they might hear a song. What their friends might introduce them into, God, and things like that. So I'm just saying, how do we? What is the best measure for us to limit these type of influences? Like, if we going to recognize that hip hop or just music in general can be detrimental, besides just turning the
Well,
TV off, what can be other ways, God dang,
well,
that we can
honest,
fight these type of God dang issues?
honestly, the first thing you have to do is turn the TV off, bro. I can't even skip over that. You got to do that in your own house. But you have to just turn it off because
I
they
mean,
still
like I say,
have
I don't
there's
ride with the
there's still the
radio, my nigga.
Constitution, there's still the freedom of speech, and I still support the freedom of speech, so
I
you
don't
can be
do
able to express
cable.
yourself how you want to. But the first thing had to be is like, yo, if you don't want your kids listen to it, tell your kids about why you don't want to listen to it, and why you don't need them to listen to it, and just tell them the truth. So they will have the ability to choose whether or not, like, to be able to say, "Oh, I'm not gonna listen to it because this is trash."
I mean, I don't do cable, bro. I don't do the radio already, so I'm on to like, yo, if music is going to be goddamn labeled as one of the things that are detriment. You know what I mean? Turn off the radio, turn off the TV. I'm already there. What else can we do to goddamn to combat these forces that are trying to poison the airways around us? You know what I mean, like, is there a way for us to be able to fight against the record labels? You know what I mean? Like,
Push
Teach
and
your
back
truth.
more positive artists.
you say what now?
Push
Yeah.
and back more positive artists.
I mean, okay, that would take somebody with a following. That means you would have to have some kind of following, or you know what I mean, a
The
voice
top
within
3
the,
artists.
you would have to have a voice in the community and be telling folks, hey, this is the new wave on the block. You know what I mean?
How about- Or if you want to take it
I
from that,
mean, but if that's what you listen to in the house, though, because like I say, it's basically what you do around your child. Like, I don't know.
Right.
I guess because I'm always around my child, so she listens to what I
yeah,
listen to.
So I mean, and
So she
that's a
gonna hear
different situation.
Cyrock. She gonna hear Cyrock the Great. Like she don't know what City Girls is because I don't play that around her. I mean, she might
Like,
know a
look,
little song that come on the radio, but she don't know that shit for real.
man,
She don't know the words to it like that.
I got some ratchet friends, Shadow, like, and like they can tell you some stories and stuff. You know what I mean? I don't put nobody business out there like that, but so I know people who have had quite the opposite experiences from having a parent being there to tell them, like, my homegirl, you know what I mean, wasn't the best of a mom, you know what I mean, in her early years. And learning her story, her mom wasn't the best of mom. You feel me? It was one of them mama gotta have a life too situations. You feel me? So
or
now this is a generational problem. This is more than just turn off your TV. You know what I mean?
but
This is something
but what
that's
but saying that, you're still saying that it's still a problem on the individual.
no, man. This is something
No,
that
you're saying
see
that
now.
if like
I
if your
disagree. It's more
homegirl
than just
had
the
a problem,
individual. Because no,
it's still
that's
an
just
individual problem, bro.
no, that's just an example, bro. Just to show, I was telling her that as an example to show that, yo, everything is not always where you can have
So
a
what
hand
is
on
what
your.
is so what is your mama gotta have a life too? What is that? What is that? Like,
Oh,
Yeah,
is she
what
dating?
is that?
Is she
her
going
mama
out?
wasn't a positive. Her mama wasn't a positive influence in her life, going out having fun, like just
I
doing
go
her
out and have
thing,
fun
huh?
and do my thing. I go out and
I
have fun,
mean,
do my thing, just not in front of her. She don't know nothing about it.
nah. I mean, go out and ain't no being there to turn off the TV. Oh, you don't need to be watching that. I'm saying going out and living their life and not necessarily giving the motherhood or the necessary guidance to think, like just letting the child sit there and watch BET all day every day and
And
you know what
that
I mean,
sounds like an
working
individual
all in
choice.
front of the video and stuff. Mama come home, go to work, sleep. God dang, when mama not sleeping and working, mama go out and party. God dang, you feel me? Child, you know what I mean? The kid is getting a household, a roof over her head, clothes and stuff like that, but necessary guidance is not there. And I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, how can we say expect somebody to just like, okay, you need to turn off your TV and be in your child life? Well, these people never had people in their lives that sit down and talk to them and tell them this is how it goes. How can we expect them to be that for the next person? You feel me?
You
Yeah.
know what? How about this?
Okay.
How about everybody just get over it?
It don't work that way, my nigga. It don't work that
No,
way.
it will, because everybody, for some reason, this is why I don't
It
understand
don't work that way, bro.
no, I'm finna tell you why I don't like it. I don't understand why us as a people, and just us as a generation, not even just a people, just this whole generation, why we can't get over shit. And the crazy shit is, we have the ability and the utilities around us to be able to overcome. We have these abilities. We have smartphones. We can literally work from our phone. We don't even have to leave the house. Why can't we just get over shit? We have the knowledge to know what happened to us in the past and to actually self-analyze ourselves. Like we can literally just be like, this is my problem. This is why I have this problem. And I understand I have this problem because of it. We can literally do that. Why can't we just get over shit?
Everybody can't do that.
Because
But I think too, you have
right
to
now
also
in
be
this
exposed
generation
to
we
it
have
though.
been it's cool to be a victim. In this generation, it's cool to be someone
Ain't
that
no
needs
cool to
help.
be a victim. Nothing, man. See now, you coming with that same argument, bro. That get over it argument, bro. The same people who preach that get over it argument would be the same ones that yelling, remember 9/11, bro. No, man, that whole get
You
over
should
it.
remember 9/11. It was
That,
crazy.
that whole get over
Niggas
it
died.
thing does not work, bro, because everybody is not of the same mental level. You cannot expect somebody to figure something out just because you did. That don't
So
work
then,
that way. And then that people want everybody to get on the same page and take the route that they did. I climbed the high road, so you should be able to do it too. And it's never
yes,
going to work that way. It's
yes, you should be able to do it
never
too.
go. No, it's never go. If that was the case, we would never have leaders, bro. If everybody could do it, you would never have a leader, Shouty. That means we all would be walking side by side. Somebody got to take that road and be there, goddamn, for the next people to know, like, oh, hey, I'm going the high road. I see a tunnel, man. Y'all can go this way. Y'all take this route, you know what I mean? So the older folks ain't got to climb over. The people who ain't as athletic ain't got to climb over. Y'all can crawl up under. That's what it is. So we got to stop looking at people, goddamn, as if you should be able to do what I can do. And
But
I think too, it's also what you're exposed to and your experiences as you was coming up. You know what I'm
fact,
saying? Like for an example, just a little bit off topic, like my baby daddy, like you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, in my opinion, I think he had a good dad, but it's come to find out he didn't, and so I don't expect for him to be more than what
what?
yo,
Yo,
welcome back.
my
Yeah,
bad, party people.
Are you
I'm finna
good?
tap out for a minute, bro.
All right,
I'm gonna come back in and see if y'all still live.
back.
All right.
All right, later, TJ. Where did y'all leave off, man?
Miss Essence was just talking, but she had cut out for a second. I don't know what happened, but yeah, man, we was just going over people being able to recover from certain situations and just being able to overcome certain situations. And I think the point that was going across is very, very relevant, man. Like I was trying to tell TJ, man, like everybody ain't gonna be able to accomplish what you accomplish, and just because you was able to climb over something, that don't mean everybody else should be able to, man. Like, and I think that's relevant in just the overall topic with the music thing, and because just because a song don't affect you some way, don't mean it doesn't affect the next, and vice versa. Just because it don't affect this person, don't mean it won't affect you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can dig that. And I mean, and I get where he coming from with that too. I mean, I'm not to speak for him, I can't speak for him, but I'm hoping that was coming from like a place of optimism because you would want to believe that we all created equal. We can all get through these things. You know what I'm saying? And that is the hope that we should have. But it is realistic to notice that people have different situations, and those situations might affect you differently because just because you was able to get over that certain hurdle, you might not have had the type of hurdles that this other person had when this hurdle came about. So yeah, it seems like it's the same, and yeah, they should be able to, know that this is bad for them or know how to get through certain situations. But just
Hey,
like you say,
man.
the reality of the matter is that's not the case.
I ain't never seen a team that's made of ball hogs win the game. Goddamn, you feel me? If you want to have a team, you trying to build, everybody got to have a role and know they role. You have people who ain't come through, and you get that 6-man ring because you're a role player. You know you ain't coming out of trying to steal the show. You coming out to support and lend your efforts to the best of your abilities. And I think we as human beings, it sometimes get to a point where we feel like it's an insult to know your role. You feel me? And
Oh yeah. When I went to Alabama, their favorite phrase about that was too many Chiefs, not enough. Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. You feel me? Like just too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. You feel me? It was just like I had never really heard that till I got there. You feel me? But like everybody loved it. I guess that's like an old parable around there. You feel me? Like yeah, like that's because everybody, and that's what I was gonna ask y'all about the what's that?
I had heard they say too many captains sink a ship. Goddamn.
For real, man. And but see, everybody want to be the head honcho, and that's a lot of some people say whatever the case may be.
You broke up.
And I don't know what it is about certain situations. Oh my bad. I don't know if that's or crabs in a barrel, or I don't know where that comes from with a lot of folks. I don't understand that. But a lot of folks, it probably comes from people never. What's that?
You say that crab in a barrel mentality?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody trying to get out, pulling everybody else down, goddamn. Climbing on top of each other, trying to get out.
Not even realizing y'all probably got the resources to get all out together. You feel me?
Facts. Yeah, man.
I might take you in the morning.
I feel like
You okay with that?
If we just recognize that, I mean, sometimes some people got to take more of a burden than others and stuff, and it gonna be like that. You know what I mean? I know for a fact everybody ain't equal. You know what I mean? I don't ever try to push that we all one equal kumbaya. Nah, man, because that right there is a lie. Because somebody gonna feel neglected or somebody gonna feel some type of way as soon as they realize they can't keep up with such and such. You know what I mean? So when it comes to recognizing human faults and human infallibles, you know what I mean? Sometimes, don't get me wrong, I can overlook what might be considered red flags. I get trying to see the best in people, shout it, but I always try to put myself in other folks' shoes and think of, you know what I mean, Jay, all the different possibilities on a scenario, you know what I mean? Because you it's so many different elements that could affect the outcome. You know what I mean? Like I don't try to now I learned I don't put nothing past folks, you know what I mean, as far as possibility wise, but I will give people the benefit of the doubt in certain situations. You feel me?
Yeah. I feel you. You gotta be careful with that too. But I do feel you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I just be on some like, I mean, if you did it and I can't prove it, I'm not gonna just be persecuting you for some shit. You feel me? But I'm not finna just have it in. But I'm just not finna just like absolve you of just all possibilities either, goddamn, until I have evidence either way.
Yeah. And you know what? It's best to move that way. You don't want to step out without no evidence. You feel me?
Right.
Real talk. So it's best to move in that way. But now, this is what I wanted to ask y'all about the music and all of that. How do you think that the money and the benefits that stand to be gained from that type of stuff is a driving factor to it?
I mean,
Yep, absolutely.
I say depending on what party involved, what party you talking about, because you know, I mean, I'm always on some conspiracy shit, man. At the end of the day, somebody got to print the money, goddamn, and what driving the motherfuckers that print the money?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. But like as it relates to us though, like in our community, I feel like a lot of people see certain things as like their way out, and no matter how they gotta present themselves in a way to do that, whether they see it as a way out or as their lifelong dream to do something like that, and they have their shot, right?
Right.
Like you get presented with uh financial gain, you know what I'm saying, and status in order to represent yourself in a certain type of way, and that might not be the way you really are. You know what I'm saying? Like it's my belief that Future made hell money with the pharmaceutical company, and I just believe like at the end of the day, like you promoting that shit, you talking about all that shit. Ain't no way you could be as successful as you are and be doing all of that shit. You feel me? And I think I heard
Right.
like somebody say that before. You feel me? But there's no way you could be successful doing Molly, Percocets, drinking lean. You feel me? You can't make all your appointments like that. You feel me? You can't. How?
Hey
How? You
man,
sleep everywhere.
fact. I like he got a hell of
You
a
know, but
team
you
around him,
promote that because
goddamn.
you getting a check. You promote that because you're getting a check, or even if you just self promoting your own product because you sell drugs or whatever the case may be, you just promoting it for the financial gain of the situation. Meanwhile, it's impressionable folks out here who don't know no better, and impressionable folks could be children or adults. You know what I'm saying? Like
I mean,
teenagers, 19 years old. You supposed to be in college. You run around here listening to Future talking about some goddamn Molly Percocets and some crazy ass shit. You feel
so
me? Now you out here and like I seen this happen to somebody. Now you out here just doing shit just cause you hear it in a song and it sound cute to you. You feel me?
right, right.
But these people is getting financial gain. You know what I'm saying? They not talking like this because this is what they doing. They talking like this because of the financial gain that they stand to benefit from it. Just like Young Jeezy, how that meme be going around
You still there?
college and shit. You feel me?
Yeah. I don't know. That
You know
just
what I'm
had
saying?
that had you had me thinking though, like doing something intent matter, you know what I mean? I get, you know what I mean, doing it for the beneficial the benefits of being financially stable and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So I guess they say with anything, man, it's always the thought that counts. So if you doing something with the right thought in mind, does it make a difference? Like in the same instance, though, if you do something good with negative intentions, like you only just want something in return, is it still good? But then if you do something bad for positive intentions and trying to help somebody, is it still bad?
Mhm. And I feel like a lot of people thinking that they're doing something bad to in order to do something good, but they don't even realize that you're just caught up. Like maybe you're confused. You feel me? It's not no good that you can do out of this specific situation, or especially not in doing it that way. Because at the end of the day, like you don't want to come back 30 years later and be like, nah, man, I should have never been telling y'all to sell all them drugs. That was my bad. Like, you feel me? It will be better and it'll be a greater testament to your life if you stood on the same principles, you feel me, that was true this whole time. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you could be confused, but that don't mean, or you could be doing what you're doing, but that don't mean you're supposed to be doing that and taking a whole lot of folks with you because you got an influence. And like that's what we was talking about earlier. Like children's influence is supposed to be the people, it's gonna be the people that's around them, positive or negative. But it's also gonna be people who we put up on the pedestal and that they see certain things from, they see the respect or admiration certain people have for them, you know what I'm saying? And that influences them as well. And we not even mindful of the type of influences that we allow. Like you said, it's too many selfish it's too many selfish people out here.
I definitely agree with you, man. I mean
It's
that
way
that
too
goes into
selfish out here.
that goes into accountability though. We as individuals don't want to be held blamed for actions or things that we feel like we don't have control over, even though we do.
Yeah, yeah. And we have plenty of
Mm.
control over like we have to accept responsibility not just us, our parents, our grandparents, whoop, whoop. Because when I first came in, I think Essence had said like, nah, they had some crazy ass music back in the day too. So we can't really just say like all the music these days is crazy. They had some crazy stuff going on back then too.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely, definitely.
what they'll tell you about it, oh, we was young, we was this and this and this. Oh, okay, but I could see you. You know that, right? You feel me? So now when I'm doing my thing, raising my child how I want to, don't say nothing to me. We don't even want to be corrected after the fact.
Facts. Hey, that remember I told you about that, man. We don't want to be corrected by nobody unless they perfect. You feel-
Exactly.
you can't tell me don't be a thief if you done stole something. You're a little choppy. You're a little choppy.
Oh my bad. I told. I just said I didn't want to listen to nobody telling me after they've been doing it. I don't know why we like that.
Yeah, I mean that's that human nature, man. I don't know, man. What see that's why I
It go
say
back to like you said, don't nobody want to be led or told. Nobody wants to be told for real, for real. It's really
that's why I say it's deeper than just turning off the TV, brother. Like, cause turning off the TV ain't gonna just get rid of those natural instincts and those natural responses. And it's really a vibrational state, and the music trigger those low vibrational states. God dang, like when you when you when you really feeling more comfortable or higher on a higher vibration, you're in a better place to take criticism and you don't get so offended by it. God dang, but usually motherfuckers got they ain't take everything as hostile. God dang.
Yeah,
okay.
I
So
feel
back
you on
on
that
your
one though.
conspiracy thing, it definitely.
With the vibrations,
How you doing?
because certain music, real music,
And
according to my research, it plays on a certain vibration, and when they start adding these electronic and machines, it changes up a lot of the stuff.
It let them hit different frequencies they weren't able to hit
Like the
before.
hertz, if I'm not mistaken, it was like the hertz that it's doing now.
The hertz is
Like
what controls the
it's
frequency.
right, and it was like what it's doing now. It's not even normal. The
Right.
frequency level of it is not even
Yeah,
normal. Like people are not even supposed to enjoy it.
they
But you gotta think
hitting
about how you feel
frequencies.
though, because with you being a spiritual being, you can feel when your body changes. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta
Right.
think about what how you feel when you listening to it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take like think about it, like you absorbing it.
But at
It's a
the same time,
message.
though, most folks can't because by the time you on that third rotation, that third song, you hypnotized at this point. You in a trance now. You just and what we say, we just vibing,
mm,
Yeah, yeah.
man. Like and then we ignore it. But how many songs have you had where you no not even words? It's just an instrument, and the instrumental alone affects your mood.
mm.
In a good
A
way.
bunch of times.
I only
You
know
know,
one. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning of the song too. 'Cause I think the song got words to it, but it's just the beginning. I think everybody know that beginning. It just make you feel good.
I mean, and
Y'all know
then
that it
see
came on NWA and it was like y'all know that song. I don't know that song. Y'all the
what's
music people.
what's the difference between music and words?
Words or spells, but we ain't going to
Oh, we definitely
Oh
is. We
boy, no, y'all
definitely
getting
is.
into a bag. Y'all getting into a bag. Keep going. Come on.
Hey,
Keep
look,
going.
when you every time you write a word, you gotta spell it.
hmm
Y'all going into a bag.
I
Even
mean,
when you say it on a certain vibration.
it's so much deeper than a lot of folk understand. Shout it like whenever have you ever heard a witch say a spell and she didn't rhyme? bubble, toil and trouble.
You don't always have to rhyme. You ain't gotta rhyme.
Nah, you don't always have, but they are
Not a black
stronger.
woman. Let me be clarified. A black woman
They
ain't
are
gotta rhyme.
the spell is stronger when you rhyme though.
And look,
Not
even if it don't
necessarily.
rhyme, then it got some type of
It's
it
the
use some
intent.
type of literary
It's
term, so
It's
it's
either
gonna
the let
have
or the cadence,
it's
the
gonna
way
have
that they
something in it.
deliver it.
Yeah, the cadence, or they gonna have what they call it when you talking about a sound or something, when you describe it's gonna have all that shit. You feel me?
Oh,
Yeah, hyperbole, alliteration,
onomatopoeia.
and shit like that. You feel me?
Man, see, like a
Nah,
lot of
for
folks
real,
don't
but y'all got into
understand,
a
man.
bag when y'all said that spell shit.
Man, that all tie into the music with me, shout it, because music in itself, goddamn it, folks, they just casting spells, goddamn.
But back to what you were saying
yeah.
about like even the beat, how the beat can affect you and make you feel some type of way, man. Like, bro, I remember even from like a young and like certain beats, bro. One that comes to mind, bro. Y'all remember that Wait by the Yang Yang Twins and Lil Jon?
Um, man, I was just listening to this nigga Lil
Bro,
Jon
y'all know
make
this song.
beats,
I don't want to sing it, but y'all know this song. Y'all know the song, bro. Y'all know the beat. That
Wait
beat
till you
hard
see
though.
you talking about the Whisper song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that beat was dope. Shout out, I can't even lie. The beat was nice.
Nah, for real. Nah, for real, bro. But when that song came out, niggas was too young to be enjoying that song, bro.
Facts. But and then we was the demographic for that. Shout out, and like folks didn't understand, like it was meant to put a person into a certain state. And like the whole premises of magic, shout it, is to make people make believe. That's why they have kids playing magic, make believe. So if I can control your reality, that means your sense of smell, sight, touch, I can make you believe what the fuck I want you to believe.
That's
So
exactly what's going on. But that's the tool. That's the information that the media has available to them, and that's exactly why everything is the way that it is as far as advertising and what we see, bro. Exactly what you just said.
and then, like all the wording play is all played in its own little game, Shadow. Cause that's why it's all TV and radio programming. They program you and make you believe you're a certain personality. That's why they give you these personalities in front of you, and they program you to be a personality. Now you got a whole bunch of Barbie doll Nicki Minaj is walking around. All these women with these long ass hair and bangs and shit. You got a whole bunch of beehives walking around. Everybody want to Beyonce, what the lace front got. They ain't like man, it's so deep. Shout out. And then it, it, if you try to explain it to somebody, they gonna get offended, brother. If they not really aware of this shit. So like that's my frustration of just being able to recognize, like, not only is it just a matter of we need to turn off the radio. How can we reprogram people to understand the moral and value that comes with being united as a people, God, and just being true as a people? Because
But
one thing we
honestly,
need to
I
get.
don't feel like that's my job. I feel like when a person is ready, they third eye they third eye gonna open up. They gotta want
I
to
mean,
open up.
and
Otherwise, everybody gonna wake up in their time and their journey. Like,
oh, and definitely agree. I definitely agree. But see, somebody have to plant the seed, though. You know what I mean? The seed has to be planted, and over time, it's going to water. What I've learned in my years of dealing with folks and trying to show them truth and all that, yada yada, is you can't force it on nobody, Shudder. But I can't tell you how many
right.
times I done had conversation like this with folks, and folks just be like, "Boy, you crazy," and then year or two later they come back trying to explain to me shit like I don't know, like I just wasn't trying to tell this shit to them, you know what I mean, a year beforehand.
Because it was
Hey,
their time
since
to
you say that,
actually
Glass,
experience it.
What's up?
hey, Look, how you feel about Bill Cosby then? Since it's like that, cause like he was on some shit where he was literally trying to control the programming that folks was seeing, and even throughout his career, he always stood for having a certain type of example, putting out a certain type of art. You know what I'm saying, and putting a certain and representing ourselves in a certain type of way. So, how do you feel about the way that his legacy turned out with that being the case?
Bill Cosby is a smart businessman who has a weakness for women, and white folks knew that and use it to him, guys. Use it to their advantage. I feel like he was a smart businessman because he never was tied into any kind of bonds that restricted him financially from being able to help out his people. But he had lustful issues that kept him from getting too far because they held it over his head for however long.
Mm, I can dig that. I can dig that. But
And
like
then
back when he was coming, he was against like Martin Lawrence. You feel me? He was against like hella comedians. You feel me?
facts. And then cause like don't get me wrong, back in the old days, man, it was a lot less folks selling their soul, goddamn. It wasn't as often, goddamn. You had people who were
Yeah.
really trying to goddamn do shit. But then when everybody came around and started selling their soul, if you ain't playing the game, then nigga, you just sitting on the sideline, goddamn. You become old news, goddamn. And
Right. And look,
seeing
some people don't even realize the meaning of selling your soul. It don't necessarily mean taking a blood oath. But if you know that your people stand for certain things, or you know that if you do something on TV, it's gonna make your whole people look like a stereotype, or whatever the case may be. Like I was telling you the other day, bro. If my granddaddy, great granddaddy saw these rappers and all these TV ass niggas, boy, he'll call they all their ass would be sellouts. You feel me?
I mean, and see, and when I say sell your soul, I mean that he hasn't got himself into no kind of contractual bond that he can't operate goddamn outside of his own moral judgment. You feel me? Like this man, from looking at his career and how he moved, Bill Cosby has always been able to do within the financial realm what he wanted to do. You know what I mean? If he didn't want to do some type of commercial or some type of business deal, he didn't do it. And if he did, he did. And they had to pay this man. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to Cosby Show, you seen when he got in all that trouble, they stopped running the Cosby Show because that's money he got to get. They got to pay this man. You feel me? So Benny Wide,
Hmm.
he was one of the black folk that Benny Wide white folks could never give the hand. And Michael Jackson turned out to be one on too. But he had his own little
Yeah.
perversions or whatever they were holding over his head and his family dealings and shit like that. But business wide, them men they could like black white folks could never get a control over their career to force them to do shit like they would have to go wear a dress or some shit like that just to keep their career. So like
Yeah. Yeah.
honestly, for
Yeah.
anybody
I
who want to
really
do
think Bill Cosby got fucked over though, because Bill Cosby was about to buy some major network. I don't know if
fact,
I'm gonna say it. I don't know if it's TBS or whatever, and he was gonna change the way the rest of the world looked at African Americans or people of African descent, melanated people, whatever you want to call us. And it's like when you got everybody else that who's holding the strings or whatever, and they all Jewish, and they want us to
right.
be portrayed a certain way, and then you
I
got
mean,
some black man who's already have showed you previously that through his TV shows that his influence, better the black community because when he had the Cosby's, then the different world came. All our parents and everybody and their mama was going to school.
I
They were
believe
going to college.
Right.
Cosby.
Going to
Hey,
HBCU was a thing to do.
don't get me
You
wrong
know
though.
what I'm
I
saying?
believe
So
Right.
then because a lot of them women that sat there and said that a lot of them women said that they lied about it and they got paid to stand up there and lie on Bill Cosby.
facts. Don't get me wrong. Now, I believe Cosby had hoes. Now, I believe
And they
Cosby
did the
had
trial
plenty of
after the
women
statute of
goddamn
limitations
around him.
wore out.
And I just believe that Cosby got the people who set that whole thing up, they knew what to do in order to get under him or just to make him look bad or just to get at him. You feel me? Like possibly it possibly could have been a thing where he could have got done had like folks around him know he had got they women's around him all the time and stuff like that. So they use that to their advantage to just pay some women off to just go say whatever because it's known that Cosby had women type shit. You feel me? Like none of that I don't ever put past him. But when just looking at his financial record and what he was doing on the business wise, that shit happened all the time. Started like once a black celebrity get to a certain point, if they got you in a contractual bind, they gonna make you do some shit that you don't want to do, or you gonna goddamn lose your contract.
There goes
They gonna shut you down on the goddamn.
there, there goes at how much dirt you gonna have in your closet too, bro. Because
That's
when you
why I say. That's why I say. I
think
believe
about when
Cosby actually fucked with hoes, bro. Like they went. I don't think it was just nothing they both pulled out the blue. I think it was something that they were familiar with about him. You know what I mean?
no, that's what I'm saying. Like we can take Bill Cosby first. Let's take Bill Cosby. The people in comedy and in the entertainment business, they was saying here saying it's always been a untold secret that Bill Cosby do yada yada yada. Same thing with R. Kelly. Everybody knew R. Kelly messed with young underage girls. Like it wasn't something that was shocking to anybody.
Right.
At the end of the day, like when especially people who's going in entertainment and stuff like that, when you feel that you're climbing up this ladder and you're getting so much money, yeah, and you're doing this, at the end of the day, you have to realize, especially if you have dirt in the closet, like them skeletons in the closet, like they're gonna use that as leverage against you.
Facts.
And it's going to affect not just you but the people around you. That's one of the reasons why I was even talking about this the other day when I was talking to somebody about cheating. Cheating just doesn't hurt the person who you cheating on with. It hurts the person, like especially if you have a kid. It hurts that child too. Like
Facts.
they're gonna have to deal with those repercussions of your actions. So at the end of the day, it's it's a personal accountability thing. Sorry, I'm keep
Taking this
saying the
man
word
off.
accountability, but if you're doing all this mess, all things gonna come to the light. Truth gonna always come to the light, regardless. So was he doing this, and it was and they was letting him do this, and honestly, it probably wasn't as bad as people are. I'm not even gonna say that. It probably wasn't to the scope where people are making it in Bill Cosby case. Yeah, but he still did it, and they used that as something to push him. And especially if you're saying as a black individual, you should be doing anything in a white man's game anyway. They're going to get them something old
Stockholm syndrome. Niggas
because
get
you
buddy
already
buddy.
gonna have to work twice as hard anyway.
I mean, you buddy buddy with these white folk, man, Jewish folk. You see them doing it. They got hoes around. They got cocaine around. They can get comfortable. You do it too, not knowing they snapping pictures of your dumb ass.
And that's one of the things my daddy told me. My daddy told me if the whole world doing it, you don't need to do it.
Like, I mean, that really what it be. Shout out niggas they get brought in and get comfortable. Nigga feel like, oh, you one of us and shit. Man, go ahead, man. Dude, man, ain't nobody finna
Nope.
tell, man. Look, everybody look inside this mansion room. It's cool. You got what you like this room? Nope. Oh, you like this room? Pick a room, man. Hey, you good, man. All of them got cameras in that motherfucker recording your ass.
Exactly. And that's it. That's with anybody in entertainment period though. But especially as a black man, heck nah, bro. You
I
shouldn't
mean,
even
but that
like, bro, I
why
don't even feel. I work at a warehouse and I don't even feel comfortable in my job being buddy buddy with them folks. Like nobody in there. I don't even care because you don't have my best interest at heart anyway.
so that just led me to a thought. Like, okay, when music when black folk were really getting into music, we had more of a sense of trying to understand things because you know what I mean, especially in the era where black folks were like not being able to read and shit like that. So being successful and knowing how to read was an accomplishment and shit. So even though black folks was getting got they ain't duped in some of them contracts back in the day, they were still able to got they ain't, you know what I mean, sit down and realize like, hey, these folk get me out of money and some were even able to fight suits, you know what I mean, to get where they was rightfully owed. Now when we started to have younger entertainers get in, you know what I mean, into hip hop and stuff like that, and kids who coming fresh out the street. These are niggas with no kind of business knowledge. And in the industry, we've seen a just like a epic rise in what they call the 360 deal. Ain't that right, Shay?
Yeah, you talking about the 360 deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit just came like very common out of nowhere, didn't it? Well, I wouldn't say out of nowhere, just like over
Yeah,
time.
and Leor Cohen really is the one who introduced it, and he introduced it to attack the independent artists that were on the rise at that time because
Because they couldn't get a hold
like
of show money and
because
they couldn't get a hold of streaming money.
yeah, like if you think about it, he did that shit to get back at like Dipset and shit like that. You know, after a while, Cameron and Dipset they was independent and shit like that.
Right.
You feel me? So
Right.
the main way that they was gonna be able to get access to artists money that they was able to make, they was gonna have to put them in the deal. And not only will they get the proceeds from your music, the 360 deal gives them the proceeds from your tour, merchandising, branding, endorsement deals. So they basically get a piece of everything. So you're not gonna be able to go out there and get a Sprite commercial that they don't get a piece of, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
Right.
that was the biggest thing that they created that for was because of
And they give
streaming
you
and because of they couldn't get a hold of show money because rappers were getting so much show money. It was ridiculous.
So much show money. Yeah, that was the only thing that rappers really had is the show money until like, you know what I'm saying, they was able to take off in other ways.
Then they give you these ridiculous ass deals with the signing bonus on a 360 deal, goddamn, like, and then you just start paying them.
And it's
back
an advance.
Right? You got to pay them
an
back,
advance.
and then then you're not even barely touching the principal, goddamn, because most of the money go back to paying the studio and the goddamn all the other little goddamn side payments that you owe.
The studio, the travel fees, the hotels. That's why people wanted to become independent because they're like, well, I gotta pay the label back all this money anyway. You feel me?
So
I might as well come out my pocket and pay for the tour. You feel me?
At the end of the day, it seems like the major issue is the reason why we have such a problem with the music that we're getting today is one, we don't have any type of control over the music.
Well, I mean, when you into it to a certain type of contract, man, you got to give up certain type of rights, or you got to give up certain type of control.
Let's say you didn't have to do that. So let's say like, can we honestly say one of the reasons why we have a problem is we don't control the music. One of the reasons why I believe, and I still believe, that Sam Cooke was killed was because he was about to start his own label with James Brown, and he was talking with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X to help with the movement.
Oh, I mean,
and that's true, and that's what when you was gone, I was asking Glass like, and in essence, how they felt about like the incentives that people are given to make those type of decisions. Because at the end of the day, you gonna have to build it step by step if you want to make your own label. Even I was telling Glass about Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle had his own everything. He didn't have to sign to a label for his last album, The Victory Lap, right? But he still decided to do that. And why do you think that is? Because of the type of exposure and distribution that he felt that label could provide for him. You feel me? So a lot of artists, instead of building it, Nipsey Hussle sold an album for $100. He sold 100,000 copies. He didn't need a label, but he still chose to do that. You get what I'm saying? And now he dead. You get what I'm saying? So it's like they are incentivized to do that.
Even if you can use the example with Irv Gotti and Suge Knight and Diddy and Jay Prince coming together, and what happened? The feds came in and rushed all they spots.
Right.
The control of the music is the major thing. Even when you're talking about, everybody likes to use Jay-Z as an example of a self-made billionaire and somebody who runs black music. But you gotta think, Jay-Z answers to somebody because somebody has a Jewish white man has the rights, the majority rights to Rock Nation. He don't.
Well, listen to what I'm saying. Nipsey Hussle had his own rights, and he still gave up a portion of his rights to go into a partnership with these major labels to release his final album. So what I'm saying is we give up the control for instant notoriety is what I'm saying.
Exactly. So
we have the control initially. We have all the control,
It's a
because
But we
black
got
people
contract.
bills
don't
to pay,
believe
right? You
black,
feel me? So we
black people
gotta
don't
eat,
believe in
right? So
nepotism.
we hmm.
Black people do not believe in nepotism. We do not believe in giving our kids money. We do not believe in
Yeah,
just having them in a
that's
better
because
place than
we
where we are
keep
now.
entering into contracts with people that don't care about our future.
But right now we're in a state where people feel hopeless and they feel like this is the only way out right here, and the music game is the only way out. But they feel the music game is the only way out, and the only way they can do it and be famous with the music is that these people who control the radio waves tell them to put out.
I mean, but that's because people feel like that money is the answer to their problem, and then they realize
Exactly.
they just gonna end up with $1 million problems, and and that's why I stress so much about the whole, you know what I mean, like nationhood thing. You know what I mean, as far as like us being able to build us up as a nation, and we wouldn't need money as a problem. We'll be able to distribute wealth how we see fit as a people. You know what I mean, depending on the system that we got and implement, and then we can control the music that's promoted throughout the society. We can make sure that things that are being promoted are going to be beneficial for our people, because unlike every other nation, you know what I mean, African Americans, I think, are the only ones that have such detrimental music being you know what I mean, produced in the community.
Everybody is feeding in hip hop.
That's African Americans.
No, everybody is feeding into rap. Rap music
That's
is our
African
number one
Americans.
export after the United States. You have
Like I'm saying, African
Mexican hip hop.
Americans, the only people who
You have
produce
people in
detrimental
London
music.
doing drill music.
Man,
Right. But
African
see, but when you
Americans.
listening to them white stations, you don't hear no music where they talking about killing each other, where they talking about doing that. They don't need to talk about. They
Yeah,
don't need to
You
talk
have
about
seen
cutting
rock
each
you
other.
talking
stars
about
get
white
killed by
people,
another
you
rock
talking
star.
about other nations coming into our culture producing more detrimental music. I'm talking about these cultures and the type of music that they produce. I mean, like, that's black folks. We ready to welcome somebody and give them a black card, man, just because they can spit a couple bars. God dang.
Yeah, and still it lies on personal accountability.
I mean, if
We
you
we
feel
you
like if you believe
we
in
know as much as anybody else knows if they did the research. That's the only thing I say when I say personal accountability. You don't know anything more than I know unless I want to
man,
actually read or do more research.
I believe my people need the right type of leadership. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I'm all for personal accountability, but I'm talking about the solving the problems for us as a whole, to in order for each individual to be able to, you know what I mean,
Maybe
know
that's the
what
problem
their
too.
part is. We
We're waiting
need a
for a leader,
leader
and
that can
people
got
always
them
give us a leader, bro.
yeah, we need to stop letting people give us.
But
Stop,
we know how
like
much
you
followers people are. People are so impressionable. You get what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like
Yes,
I agree with you. We have to have personal accountability, but we also see that we live in a world where people are followers. So it has to be group accountability, and it has to be like a certain standard that everybody is going to practice in, and somebody with some level of influence that's going to carry that out, so that people want to do it. And yeah, it sound like a fucked up thing to say, but that is what people need. And the establishment that's against us, if y'all want to take it in a conspiracy way or whatever, they know that. That's why they put out
Yeah,
the detrimental stuff for us to see and build that up and make us inspired by that. You feel me? And let that be our lead, because
exactly.
everybody is so impressionable.
I'm just saying, like, if it's just me from a personal point of view, if I let another motherfucker in my house or my land, I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure they don't become number one in my house. That's just me personally.
what's more dead
I'm
than
not
home?
finna let you vote your way to be number one in my house. It's not finna happen. I'm gonna make sure you comfortable to a certain extent. Now, me personally, but you're not finna be in my. You're not finna make it to the master bedroom. Got you. If you make it upstairs, you lucky. Shit.
Well, I wanna say something real quick before I get off of here for a final time tonight, because I'm finna indulge in stupid stuff. But Shay, I agree with you that people are impressionable. that's one thing that the establishment used as a tool to move us. But I believe because I'm gonna go to the foundation of this country. We were founded on individual rights. The individual is more important than the group. The one thing that destroys us as a people is we have group think. We have a group thinking mentality. We believe that we're supposed to move as a monolith and have the same thought. But me personally, I think as a people, if we choose to be that leader we want to see, then we would do better in this society. I just want to see the people just be like, you know what? I see something going on, so I'm going to try to change it. That's why, again, I like Marcus Garvey, because Marcus Garvey did not care what everybody wanted to do as a group. He believed in the group being strong, but he believed that, yes, these other people have their different avenues, but as long as they're working for the progression of the people as a whole, and the progression of the people as a whole is not for this generation, it's for the future generation. So we remember that and try to be those individuals in our community and try to uplift our community where we're at. I believe we can probably do good. Just a little.
Oh, for real.
And honestly, try to keep stuff in our community. Get ownership, because that's one thing that we have an issue with as Black people. We always invite other people in our groups. There's no reason for us to do that because they don't care about us. They care about doing their own thing and pushing their own agenda. That's one of the reasons why I always had an issue with the whole LGBT community attaching themselves, saying that they're the new Black people. It's like, no, you're not.
Hey Shay,
What's up?
man, when you was in Atlanta, shouted, I don't know. This just dawned on me. Now that he had this nigga just said something. When did they start calling the gay pride here? When did they started calling it Black gay pride? I thought it
Black
was
gay pride.
I thought it
Look,
was just,
Black gay
gay
pride, right?
right? Yeah.
All right, look. All right, before you even say that, like, bro, what the fuck happened to GLAD? When did it become all them fucking letters? Is my question.
When
But I'm
transgender
not
try to
even gonna
get
get into
involved in
that.
it, when the
Hey,
transgender try to get
you just
involved
threw
into
a
it.
new one on me though, but man, I
Because
think
y'all remember GLAD? Y'all remember
Yes,
GLAD
I
from back
do.
in the day?
I do.
Oh,
nah.
okay. What the fuck happened to that shit? What the fuck is this bullshit, bro?
Hey, hold on, you
Nah, fuck that,
Transgender.
bro.
you gotta
I'm
put me up
telling
on
you,
game. I don't know
I
what
transgender.
don't have
GLAD
a
is.
clue.
You gotta put me up on
I'm
game. I don't
literally
know what
Nah,
answering the
GLAD is.
question.
back in the day, before it was LGBT, y'all, it was this shit. It was called GLAD, and it was like GLAAD, and they was like the advocates for like gay and lesbian rights and shit like that.
Yep.
I don't know what all the letters was for, but it was some shit like that way back in the day. I never heard LGBT when I was growing up. Like, I used to watch Oprah and shit. Like, I was really informed as a kid. Probably knew too much. You feel me? I never heard LGBT. You feel me? I
Fact.
never heard of that
Me,
shit until I went to college for real. And even when I was in college, it wasn't LGBT. Q
Man,
or none of that. It was
I
just
used to
LGBT.
work.
They just started adding letters more and more and more and more and more. Like more and more and more and more. You feel me? It used to just
I
be
used
LGBT. Then it just kept growing. Like what the fuck going on?
you're
he
just
said they kept
expressing what
going.
happens
What
when the
going on, bro?
music.
That's why I'm not a part of that shit. Like I'm not a
You're
part of
saying
that shit, bro. But that's
Hey
another
man,
story.
look, I remember I worked downtown and it was just a gay pride parade. When did they turn it to Black gay
hmm
pride? So they're like,
Let me
because
tell you, it's two of
Because I
them.
think, if
It's
I
still gay
remember
pride for the
correctly,
white people.
so they done
What's the
segregated.
essence?
I was
They done
saying, like,
segregated.
my DP was like, he was telling me, um, they had something going on within their community, and then that they wasn't giving Black people credit for, and they decided to separate, like, as far as some rights.
I'm I feel if I It started with the transgender community. That's what happened, and this is one of the things that thing rap did. The same thing that the LGBT community came out with. It is trying to push propaganda to make life imitate art. They make it seem like it's something that's what's happening. Because honestly, like just to keep it a buck, when you add transgender into the LGBT, it pretty much cancels out all homosexuality and all feminism.
You say it does what?
It cancels out homosexuality and feminism.
Why you say that?
Because feminism is to make women to be equal to men. But if a man is able to be a woman, then
everything's equal.
Then there's no. But I'm saying, but if a man is able to be a woman, then there's no reason to make women be special. If a man is able to do what women are able to do.
Hey man, I think that it'll work both ways for feminism. Either lift women up to the level where they feel equal to men, or bring men down to the level where they feel they equal to the women. Goddamn.
But then it cancels out homosexuality because if I like a person, if let's say if I'm a homosexual, if I like a man, what is it for me to say that I like a man if this man is actually a woman and just transgender into a man?
That's
man, that shit's so fucking insane. That's so fucking insane,
exactly.
bro.
So that's why I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But I'm not even finna get into this. I'm finna leave.
Is that necessarily gay? Goddamn, like
it's just
man, they taking shit too far.
But
taking shit too far, man.
We can talk about that later.
On my conspiracy end of things though, because I know y'all mentioned I thought I heard somebody mention something about HIV, or maybe I'm tripping, I don't know. But okay, cool. So they had the HIV/AIDS epidemic, right? All right. Then they had to come back and be like, "Nah, we got to take more preventative measures because motherfuckers we didn't even think was gonna be affected by this shit is being affected by that shit, right?" All right, cool. At the same time, in places like New York, Atlanta, like all the popping cities had this underground transgender community. You know what I'm saying? Like all these different places. So are they seriously putting legislation in place to make this shit cool just because all these senators getting caught with men and shit? Y'all gotta think about all the crazy ass shit that happened when we was growing up, bro. Like senators being caught with men, all types of crazy shit. Like folks being singers and comedians being caught with transgenders and all that.
Man, I can tell you right now, man, Biden has a transgender in his cabinet, man. One of his administrative cabinet is transgender. So take that for what you will, Shelby.
No.
Yeah. He is the secretary of something. I think the secretary of interior. I think
that's too deep for me tonight, bro. I ain't gonna flex.
Oh, you ain't.
That's my thing. I'm not against transgenders, but they just gotta be transgenders. You can't be a woman now that you transgender. You gotta stay transgender,
bro. You ain't been keeping up with his cabinet picks,
bro. I got y'all. Catch me Sunday. I got you. I got you. Catch me Sunday.
Man, I thought you knew that one, my nigga.
No, I know all this stuff, but I don't even want to do it because it's gonna take me a whole hour, and I can explain all this crap. Bro, honestly, because I follow all this stuff, and that's why everybody should tune in to the TJ Evans Show on Royal Film Studios, just to tell you that. But shameless plug. But I can go into detail of it, but it's not gonna be nice, and you got to be ready for flags and for be like, you know what, we're not gonna let you say this. So yeah, I'm cool with that. That's why I had no problem showing again. TJ Evans Show on Royal Film Studios. But other than that, y'all good people, be blessed though. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about the whole HIV controversy because that kind of ties into what we're going through with COVID, because the leader that is pushing the whole COVID narrative is Dr. who was he in the 90s? He was the person. Matter of fact, in the 90s, even in the 80s, he was the person that was leading the whole HIV pandemic. So when it first came out, so yeah, we could do that. I ain't getting my bag for real. But nah, y'all be blessed.
All right, man. Have a good night, CJ.
All right, man.
All right, then, bro.
All right, bless.
Yeah, man. This is a interesting time to be alive, just to see things unfold.
Man, my great granddaddy spinning in his grave. Looking at this crazy shit. Nah, for real.
I mean, things is
But yeah,
crazy.
the sad part about the things that it's gonna take to fix us is it's gonna be all the boring things, all the stuff that's not fun. It's gonna be all the stuff that people don't want to talk about or hear. You feel me? And
Oh, yeah,
that's what I
that's
feel
my
like gonna be the
specialty.
hardest part. No, for
You
real,
are,
you're right.
you already know that. I think that's what I'm here for, to bring out them feelings in folks, man, and to offend people with the things that I say that ain't is not intentional. You feel me? It's just truth, and you know what they say, truth hurts, man. That's one of the most honest statements ever, man. You tell somebody that they don't look their best today, they gonna be mad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
My bad,
We have to
y'all.
learn.
My phone overheated.
Oh, you good, man. You good. Everybody having their little connection issues. It's just your turn today. I just hope we can identify something that's gonna catch on as a trend, man. Like, I don't think just coming to people and tell them to stop listening to music is gonna work.
No, of course not.
No.
Cause like I was just saying, nobody's gonna want to do what's not fun. You feel me?
Right.
Like nobody's gonna want to do that. Nobody wants to put in the work, and
I
that
mean,
that's why we in this predicament with these type of songs, man. It's all about the instant gratification. No,
I
and
disagree though.
it's still working.
I think people do want to put in the work. They just want somebody to go first, and they don't want to feel like that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Nobody want to be the guinea pig. Nobody want to be the ones to put themselves out there and then being laughed at because, you know what I mean, you're not doing what the in crowd is doing. But once you get out there and other folks get along and then it start building steam, then people will begin to turn around and start doing what's right. But that's why I say it is a thing of personal accountability, but then it's about influence too. We need that right influence to let people know that it's okay to do this. You know what I mean? Nobody knew it was okay to be who you are until people got on TV saying be you.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean?
No,
I
no.
just think
I think it's so. Yeah. So what do y'all think? Like, what we should start? Like, what would be the number one thing we should start at? Like, as a whole, because I think healing our spirits and our souls within.
how do we get
hmm
an entire community to heal itself?
That's where I feel like. See,
But
I
I
don't know. See, I
mean,
come from a, I
this
come from
our
a
start
different.
right here, y'all. Yeah.
But I think you got your real elders have to come step in or
Hmm.
whatever and give you that real knowledge. Like, and I think that's where, like, when I do have these kind of conversations, I think that's kind of like how it's hard for me to relate because I do have my elders. Like, my youngest living, she's 98. So, like, I have her to go talk to. I have them to go talk to,
Hmm.
that actually seen some shit. So, but I think, like, just in general, the real mothers and the real fathers of our community, like, really need to, like, step up, though, because obviously they can't see that we falling. And when they leave, who gonna be there to guide us for real? You just leaving us wide open for somebody else to step in. Basically, what's happening now with these Jewish people that owning these these what are these networks and whatnot. We
A
don't have
call to the
nobody. What you say?
older generations.
Hmm.
Okay, I definitely agree with that. All right. Cause you know what I mean, now with the different social media outlets and stuff like that, can we start a little media campaign on calling out older generation to step up and mentor to younger people? Well,
That's
not
the
even
thing
just
is, you gotta be
mentor,
picky about who that is.
not even
You
just
gotta pick out
mentor.
who that
Just
is, because you can't.
go ahead.
What if you do got your older generation that step in, right? Because
May I please get a
they gotta
Cadillac
be
combo with the Sprite?
almost.
No slow extra toast.
My bad. Go
They
ahead.
kind of gotta be discreet. You know what I'm saying with what they saying, because you gotta think about some people that's stepping up in their own way, like healers, like Dr. Savy. He was giving out too much information at the time that you know what I'm saying that probably could heal a lot of our people now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So even if they did do it or they do step up, I don't think they can be too vocalized about it because then they become a target. Because
I
think
mean,
about it, even with Nipsey Hussle, like what y'all talking about, even with Nipsey was doing a whole lot as a single artist or whatever. He was showing you that you can do this shit without selling your soul. She's showing you that you do this without, you know what I'm saying, doing all that extra shit or whatever. So if everybody blessed started taking his way, then boom, all these other people, these pale faces or whatever, they mad. They want their pockets dry. So you still got
okay.
to be careful. You know what I'm
With
saying? You got
that,
to protect your elders too.
with that being said, then this kind of about what we was talking about the first time on the first podcast. Um, I hate to be that person, but okay, when I was talking about black people leaving and starting our own community, there was a little bit of opposition about leaving America, right?
Right.
Now, with us recognizing that the wrong or voices too loud get stumped out, or you know what I mean, lights too bright get turned down. You know what I mean? Why do we want to stay here as a people and try to get to a level that once we know we get too bright, we gonna have people come trying to take our light out?
Because deep down we know that we not ready for none of that right now.
Ah,
And deep down we know unless we start doing what it takes to have some type of unity, not even that's gonna work over there. So I feel like especially on my end, it's less of resistance as opposed to get preparation because I mean you can't go into battle unarmed, you know what I'm saying? And
right.
even though that's something good to strive for, it's not something that's in the near future.
What
So we
makes you
still
think
have
we
to
would
get
go
ready for
in?
all of that.
Why would we go in unarmed though?
I mean, I'm not saying that we would. I'm just saying acknowledging the fact that that's at the forefront of anybody's mind who's listening to something like that. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? A good,
Oh,
as good as an
I'm
idea
talking
as
about
it may be, it's
I'm
not
talking about
something
us
that
leaving
we're
here
ready
with
to.
financial
What's that?
means. I'm talking about us leaving with financial means now. With
Oh, of course.
capability.
But even that role is an intimidating role to even try to go on when you know that we
Now
ununified as it stands right now.
that's the real thing right there. There we go. It's an intimidating step, and especially because it's an unknown step. And like you said, we're not unified. So then there's trust. There's a lack of trust in there.
All right, can I have some ketchup? Ketchup, please. Yeah, I put some in there. Okay, no, that's fine. Okay, thank you. My bad, y'all. I'm trying to work too.
You good? You good? I just been cutting you on mute from time to time.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Look, I'm doing too much for my with my hands, or I would have did it myself. But appreciate it. I mean, and even to some, it even sounds unrealistic. You get me? Like that's something big that you saying, Glass.
Facts, man. I already know it. Like, shout out, I don't expect half of the people I tell this shit to believe me on when I'm talking about this shit. You know what I mean? A black man talking about starting a country, man. I don't expect folks to take me serious. But
Now
nevertheless,
look, once we got more of this stuff going, cause like y'all was asking, like what are the steps we can take? This what we doing right now is the step that we are currently taking. You feel me? Now
right.
once we keep going and we got community programs, the thing is we gonna have to start here because that's what's gonna set the tone and give people what they need to see for it to really give that influence. We gotta create our own influence.
Eh,
Like how we was talking about, like what TJ said, we got to be those leaders. We got to be the influence, and in doing that, we got to build foundations. We got to build programs so that people can see what the hell really going on. You know what I'm saying? Because
Definitely.
we gonna have to. It's gonna have to be a unified effort. But until we get some stuff under our belt that we didn't accomplish, they gonna be just looking like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, nigga, you feel me? Like, all right, you know what I'm saying? And
Okay,
that's natural. So it's
let me
not like
ask,
you receiving pushback.
let me ask you straight up. Do you want to be a community influencer?
Heck yeah, man. I,
In
I
what
want to
way?
influence my community in the best way possible. But I need to get myself together too. But of course, I want to be a community leader and community influence.
I mean,
And also in what way too? That's a good question.
the way will be reserved to whatever you did. You know what I mean? Because if you got the influence, whatever you chose to do with it is on you. I'm just saying, do you see yourself being able to hold that position, or you would you even consider yourself for such a position just to be able to influence people within a community, whether if it's 1 million people, 100,000 people, for the good or for the bad? Do you see yourself as being able to be on that stage?
Uh, I see myself able to be on that stage, able to be on that team. You feel me? Able to be a part of that project. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, me
What about you,
personally.
Miss Essence?
Well, with me, it goes back to when I was saying like, as far as anything with community, anything I've ever done, it's always been with children. And like my whole goal is to bring Montessori schools to the hood. So that's my way of teaching my children or my melanated beauties to think outside the box.
Mhm.
And so that's where I stand with it. Cause like I told y'all, I gave up on adults a long time ago. But when it
I
come
mean,
down to children, you know what I'm saying? Because like I guess because I am a Montessori teacher, so I'm gonna look at things. And I went to a traditional school, and I see how when you go to traditional school, when you have free education like that, how they basically program you also to think inside this box. Like there's no other way. Like to get
facts.
to four, you still have to do two plus two. Like no, you can do one 4 times or whatever. The three plus one. You know what I'm saying? And it's just
Right.
different. And it's like it's crazy. Like you just have to be able to see that for yourself if you never attended that school or worked at a school like that, to see that it even starts in school where they programming your child. This it got to go like this. Like what we even like when we think when we coming up, you go to school, you get a high school, you go to college, then you get a good ass job, work for somebody else telling you when you can and cannot clock out and when you can do, instead of being a boss. I think it's really just start with educating your child too. Like trying to re-educate some goddamn old fools for me is kind of hard. I'd rather just start from the ground up with the kids, with the children.
Mm.
Raise a
I
bunch of
mean,
free thinkers, you know what I'm saying, and then move on versus everybody else that's stuck in a box that can't
that's
see out their
definitely
own way.
that's definitely the way so we can mold the future. Let me ask both of y'all a question. How do
Hey,
y'all?
Essence. Hold on, Glass. Let me ask Essence a question real quick. Hey, I do get where you're coming from, like with the children or whatever. I also want to just like put that out there to not give up on like the adults too, because you gotta like have that bridge and that bridge of community. You know what I'm saying? Like hypothetically, if we was to get something like this going, like yeah, you would be like in charge of the kids, and then we could have like a bridge program else involved too, because you want the stuff that you enforcing at school to be reinforced at home and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Or else it
Right.
could it could potentially fall on deaf ears. So So I know you like outdone with the grown folks because grown folks do be on that bullshit, but also like don't give up on them quite yet too. You know what I'm saying? Because
I
them
hear
the people who you know what I'm saying the kids go home to too. So you know what I'm saying. But
yeah.
like you said, you might not have to directly be involved with that. But
Yeah,
but my bad,
so
Glass. Go ahead, please, sir.
Oh no, you good. I just want to ask y'all how do y'all feel about arranged marriages?
ooh.
That was
I
a
think I think I think
that was a
I think
response right there,
I'm telling you.
I think number one, you gotta think about your culture, where you come from.
right?
You know what I'm saying? So that plays a part. And
Facts.
then two, what the arranged marriage for? What we doing this for? Because like, you know what I'm saying? You see that in the royals because they're keeping all their whatever they got in between the family and the bloodline or whatever. But arranged marriage, you mean like a regular Americans like us?
Regular
Like we ain't
average
doing
day,
that. I
just
ain't
people
finna.
arranged marriage.
No, you ain't finna goddamn tell me who I'm finna goddamn marry. I'ma marry who I wanna marry. Because
True
I
that.
look
True
I
that.
don't look I don't look at marriage. When I get married, you know what I'm saying? Like I be telling my little dude, well, you know, him, the yeah. When I tell him like, look, bro, when I get married, I'm married. Ain't no divorce. You know what I'm saying? So that whole like nah, because I believe in the covenant of marriage. I like not the wedding, not the big showboat, but the covenant of marriage. Like I know when I get married, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm passionate about that. Like, even when we think about like today's times, I'm pretty sure I'm marrying a black man. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand how some women can sit there and just watch they dude get beat up by the popo, bro. We both going to Mexico, bro. Got to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like when I think about marriage, you're no longer your own single entity. You are two now. Like it's both of y'all into one thing, and you know what I'm saying. You gotta move like that.
Right.
So I don't know.
Definitely.
So I can't see myself. You telling me I'm finna
Hello.
marry this person, and you expect me to be loyal and hold him down, and I don't even fuck with bro for real.
Yeah,
Like
I came through the left gate. That was the
I
first
don't
one
know if
that
that's
opened.
gonna
I
work.
think that was the only one that opened too. I
I
just
mean,
turned like
if it was a
right.
situation where you have people who genuinely care about you on both sides, then I think the arranged marriage is going to be somebody that you are familiar with.
And they be arranging their marriages when them babies be before they even born. You don't even know how that other little motherfucker gonna turn
I
out.
ain't talking about. I ain't talking about. I ain't talking about every culture, because, like you said, it depends on the culture. Every culture they go about things a little different. But many a times is from a family that are familiar with each other, and I mean you are aware of how their household structure is when coming up. So now all I was saying was to say, like, given the state of Black America, not so much as arranged marriages, but how many situations you think would have turned out better for us as a people if we had more family influence in who we dealt with or who we dated?
I mean, well, they kind of did back in the day, though.
I know. I mean, just having to, like, just in the old days, having to meet the father and get approval before you could date a woman.
Well, yeah, that is a little different now.
Like now, man, you sneaking and hiding away from the daddy, God, ain't.
Thank you for coming out.
No, I don't know. I think it really just depends on the like you said, the structure of the household.
I mean, like,
Cause I can
just
only speak from my own personal perspective. Like my dad just made it where he like my best friend, so he know everything any damn way. He know about Buddy before Buddy know about him.
right. So I mean,
So
yeah.
I
So
put it
you
this
sound
way:
like
like my first engagement, I'll tell you what. Look, my first engagement, I was told bro, like, look, you gotta ask my dad for my hand in marriage. She looked at me like I was crazy, but that's something that we definitely still practice in my family. You know what I'm
Facts,
saying?
facts,
When my daddy shut that shit down. That's the best thing that ever could have happened for me. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
it is what
and
it
see
is.
there, he's the safety from a bullet guy, ain't.
Huh?
Facts.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I know we all want to have control over our
I think
own
they need to have
lives.
an input. I think they need to have an input, but I don't think you get to like, yo, when you get to be 21, this is
I
who
mean,
you
but
gonna marry. Like what?
what is the input of a parent
But
that you
that
don't
was
take?
beneficial for our men and our women. You gotta think about it, because if a man know that he finna go out here and now you finna have to have a wife that you gotta provide for, because back then women did not work. You feel me? And men were
Fact.
ready to take on that responsibility. These days, you
Cause
see
you
men
got
don't even
niggas.
realize the benefits of marriage or having a wife or anything. You feel me? You like, whoa, you don't understand why you need a
But
ride or die queen by your side. You feel me?
see, but
Yeah.
now when you disrupt that whole structure because it was a give and take relationship, there was an exchange of power. Now when you give that power, when one person holds more power than the other, or when that balance is thrown off, shout it. That's why we got so much disconnect. It was so much like now a lot of women look at taking care of the household as if it's a punishment or if it's a goddamn curse or something like that. But then yet at the same time, still want a man to have a house and pay all the bills and stuff like that. She just want to be able to go work and buy her own, be able to buy whatever she want when she want. God, ain't do what she
That
want with her.
depends on the female. That depends on how she was raised, and it also depends on. I can't speak for all women, but
Right, right, right.
you know what I'm saying? Because I'll be
I
honest
mean,
with you,
you
I
gotta
work,
know a nigga
but
speaking
it
from
also
experience of just
a man for me. Like there's only one man that I've ever cooked for, that I ever cleaned for, and it wasn't because he made me do it. It's something I wanted to do. He made me feel. He was so masculine in his right that he made me feel that I felt safe being a woman. I didn't feel like I was gonna be taken advantage of. You know what I'm saying?
exactly,
So
exactly.
naturally, if he giving me everything, which is what he did, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, now I gotta do this. I want to. I want to make sure when we, you know what I'm saying, even though we was in college at the time, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like when bro was paying my rent, like it's different when you know what I'm saying, when somebody make you a female, a woman, because that's the problem with a lot of men these days. Like
But not
they don't understand.
necessarily. I definitely get that. But
They not
now
connecting. They're
we
not.
don't
They
have
ain't
to.
vibing. You do need to connect.
I, I,
You need to connect with that woman on the spiritual realm. You need to know that woman inside and out.
and that's why I say music now has changed that dynamic. It don't promote that type of image now, and that whole little, you know what I mean, man, that whole model of a relationship has been destroyed. You know what I mean, and we have influences that it seems like now every 10 years they try to change the structure of society, man. Like look at it. You had the 50s, then you had the 60s with the hippies, then you had the 70s with the disco, then you had 80s with tech, then you had 90s with hip hop, then the 2000s with the booty shaking rap, 2010s that brought out the party like a rock star and the amalgamation of rap and rock and roll, and now you got the amalgamation of LGB and hip hop, and like every 10 years they're trying to just build a particular narrative that they want the people to follow within, you know what I mean, society. Now everybody's not influenced by it, but the majority are, and they feel like that's what everybody else is doing. So let me do it, god dang, or people just go with the program, man. But
Mm.
I want to be able to try to inject something different into that formula so we can get shit back to where it's a working method, shout it, because if all right, a man paying bills and stuff means something to a woman. Well, what does it mean to a woman who could pay all her bills?
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
mean, it don't
Right.
mean shit. But I'm saying, like,
It don't mean
if
shit.
what he if that man providing a way for her to feel safe in her feminine and whatever that word, y'all know what I'm trying to say. I can't talk,
But now
but
you got the
like,
chick going to the gun range. She carry a
yeah,
strap.
I go to
She
the
go to
gun
her
range and
job. She
I do
got
a
her
whole
own
lot of
job.
shooting because ain't
Yeah,
no
Like,
man
yeah.
Shawty,
physically around
And
me
Shawty,
or
and like
around
and like
look,
me.
Esther said, that's how people be raised. You know, she had if you had to be raised to where you couldn't really absorb your femininity because you're gonna
now,
be
now
taken
I'm just
advantage
saying,
of.
how
You know
does a
what I'm saying?
man make this type of woman feel safe or feel feminine when she got they feel like she can make herself feel safe? Like she don't need nothing but dick from a nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Like these personalities do
That's
exist.
somebody that's spiritually
No, they do
lost.
exist.
Like,
That's fact.
just spiritually
That's for
lost. Like
sure.
you just out here open your legs up and just a man just dick you down, like bruh. Like you really gotta know like you're more powerful than that. And then you inviting all these spirits into your body. Like I ain't trying to hear that, bruh.
And, yeah, I mean,
hmm
because
And like you were
everybody
saying,
don't
Essence
believe
too,
it.
that's the femininity. That's where the femininity and the feminine energy come into play too.
I'll be right back,
And
ladies.
I mean, no problem, no problem. But no, man, you right about that. A lot of women, myself included, man, I had to be strong my whole life. Like my femininity, you know what I'm saying, was destroyed early, you know, and I had to get to a place and grow to a place where that's what I wanted from myself. You know what I'm saying? As a grown ass woman, you get what I'm saying? And it's a lot of
Yeah.
women out there that's lost. You feel me? Like that's just lost or spiritually deprived, like you said. It's a whole lot of women out there that's like that, and that's why I get the question that he asking too. And I wish I had an answer. You know what I'm saying? Before it gets to a point where it's too late. Like I'm doing the work with myself, but it just comes with people doing the work within themselves and figuring out what type of woman do they want to be. You know what I'm saying? And not saying because, like he was saying, a lot of women feel like the standard of a woman that women are held to is second rate. You get me? Like, wait, you want me to be at the crib while you out here running the streets, you doing this, you making money, you going places, and you want me at home cooking and cleaning? Like, from an early age, me and my homegirls used to talk about, like, nah, that's not it. It got to be a better way. But what I had to come to understand was that no, I've been mistaken. First of all, it's been people that's come around and taken advantage of the situation. I've seen that. Second of all, you know what I'm saying. But that's not the end all be all of what life is or what it means to be a woman or none of that. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's certain beauty in embracing all of those things that come with even the standard old school way that they said that being a woman was about. Because at the end of the day, like it's so much power within that we discount it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I be trying to speak on it because I know for a long time this is the way that I live my life and carried my life and carried myself. Like I discounted a whole lot of stuff just because I thought that shit was whack or second rate or or even beneath me. You feel me?
No, yeah, I
When
feel
no,
you.
like
I
it's
know
not
exactly
like
what you're
that.
saying.
Real talk, man. So that's why I'm glad he asking that question. I don't even know the answer to it though. Yes, please. I don't know what we can do. I mean, I have to because, but at the same time, I know that it's not because I know there's a lot of women out there who is like me. You feel me? Who just like fuck all that feminine ass shit. You feel me? But it's upsetting the balance of our culture though.
Huh?
Thank you. It's upsetting the balance of our culture though. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
and it's not healthy, and it's a defense mechanism.
Right,
It's all
exactly.
of those things wrapped
That's
into
exactly
one
what I was about to
that
say.
people is
Like when you was
doing.
talking about going to the gun range and all this other stuff, like, yeah. I mean, like I go shoot too. But I mean, I don't think that
hmm
have anything to do with, you know what I'm saying? Because you gotta also thinking about it, like, I do believe black women is one of the out of all the races is the most unprotected. And I'm not blaming nobody
Yeah.
on that. But you know what I'm saying? Like we gotta protect ourselves too. You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
hmm
regardless of how, you know what I'm saying, strong or whatever, we can do it on our own. We'll do whatever. But we still gotta protect ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Look, I'm
that's just
glad
what
you
it is.
said that because that's what
Do
I
I
was gonna
shoot?
say about the music thing. We was talking music today. All right. Keep in mind they pump to like you say the black woman is the most unprotected. And if you say that to a lot of men today, what they'll tell you is, well, bitch, You can pay your own bills. You go into the gun range and shit. What the fuck I need to protect you for? Right? Okay. Take a step back 10, 15 years ago. All the songs. INDEPE. You feel me? Miss
Yeah.
Independent. All that shit, right? The music telling you, oh, these men want an independent ass woman. You feel me? Bitch, that shit ain't true. You
Hey,
that shit is not true. You know what I'm saying? So now you out here, you can do for yourself, or so you claim, but you actually need protection, and you're actually unprotected, and you're actually being taken advantage of by like the entire system that's against you. You feel me? And you don't have no
Right.
protection from that, but you didn't build yourself up into your head, or you didn't even let society tell you that you don't need nobody to protect you.
because
You
you
know what I'm saying?
independent.
And you just out here looking crazy. You know what I'm
But
saying?
I also think that
So
also goes
so
along
that's why I'm glad we was talking music today too.
Definitely, definitely.
I
You really
also
hit the
think that
nail on the
also
head
goes
with that
along
one.
with that brainwash thing that we got going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Being a strong black woman, that's gonna kill a whole lot of us more than save a whole lot of us.
I'm
Man,
trying to tell you,
ain't nothing wrong with being strong, but the idea of being a strong black woman means you don't need a man, though.
But that's what I'm trying to say. That I never been on that bandwagon. But what I'm saying is like
to the
the
point
fact
where
that
if the man don't got no money, the woman will outsell the man from the child life. Like, I don't even need you, nigga. I'll raise this child. I'll be the mama and the daddy just because the nigga ain't got no money.
right. He ain't had no money when you laid down with him.
Okay. Because then let me find out you buying dick. Okay. You feel
Hey, priority change when that baby pop out.
what I'm trying to tell you.
Hey man, it's a lot of factors that we definitely need to be able to try to iron out and get things on a even keel, man. Like I don't know. I've been trying to say it for the longest. Music is a huge factor in shaping our minds and bringing about a lot of negative ideologies. Um, a lot of things that we used to accept as okay now are not, and a lot of things that weren't okay now are shit.
Yeah. Oxymoron.
I don't watch TV. Like I ain't watched TV in a long time. So I know the TV shows are getting ratchet. I ain't never really watched Power. I ain't never really watched Empire. None of that shit. But from some of the things I seen on on social media, I can tell that they were definitely adding their own input to perpetuating some of the negativity in the community.
I don't
Most
know.
definitely, most definitely. Definitely promoting all of the things that destroyed us, and definitely, not only that, but showing the benefits of those lifestyles that destroy us. And that's
Right.
a lot of the times that's the last thing that we need to see is how somebody benefited from doing bad, because that's the one thing that's gonna influence us.
Yeah, I agree.
They glorifying all this debauchery.
Like, what you mean now? What you mean now?
Yeah, all of this negative shit that they
What you
doing,
talking
man,
about?
making it okay to be a thought, making it okay to be a hood nigga or just a unintelligent street nigga. Like she was saying with Future just promoting all of the drug usage. They got a whole song called "I'm a J."
They do?
Yep,
Oh yeah, I remember that song.
I'm
And
a
bro,
J.
that beat was
I'm
crazy
a
too. You
J.
remember the
I'm a
beat?
J. I'm a J.
The
No,
beat was crazy.
I just remember the fucking chord because that's all they said the whole time. I'm a J. I'm a J.
That shit was hard. No cap.
All I do is geek, geek, geek all day.
Oh, I
Yeah,
must not be in Atlanta for that one.
yeah, man. I don't think it played too long. It didn't have that long of a lifespan on the radio, but
It was a album cut for real. Yeah, it was really like an album cut.
Man, like fresh, I was like this music is not good, man, and you don't get the same things from other cultures, and even when other cultures do take on rap, they don't promote destructive rap to themselves.
Nah, man, they be doing that clean ass bubblegum rap, don't they?
Facts.
Most of
Nah, not till they come around us. When they come around us, it turned into gangster hardcore though. But when they rapping with
them.
each other and shit,
You
god dang, and it's on a whole different shit. Yeah, they in the rap battle and freestyling on the cipher and shit. Yeah, they gonna put on and give you the hardcore raps and all that shit. Turning into Eminem.
hmm, and then when they get on, they gonna be Machine Gun Kelly. I heard a song, I didn't even know that was him. I said, "That's what you all now?" Okay.
What was his demographic?
Oh man, I mean,
Who
yeah,
was he targeting with that song? 'Cause you know it wasn't for black
a
folks.
totally different demographic than he was when he first came out because I remember P Diddy bringing him out.
Right.
So he's on a whole new wavelength. And more power to you, brother.
Black folk didn't take to him like that, so he had to go somewhere.
Is
Same thing with Iggy Azalea. She was hot for
hey,
one
how's it going? You got
song.
the Uber Eats? Alrighty. Thank you. You have a good night. Thank you.
Iggy booty was fading. It was over with. We done lost Miss Magic.
Oh, she gone.
Probably disconnected.
Oh. Mm.
I know a lot of folks ain't gonna like that. Me attacking their precious music, man. It's gonna be hard trying to get folks to realize that they ingesting their own destruction. But no, I mean people smoke cigarettes knowing how much damage it do and keep doing it. Shit.
Exactly. That's what we on, man.
Like you gotta
Living
realize,
to die.
like it's a lot of trickery and like I said in the beginning, spells in that shit. So if you running around
Facts.
that saying and you chanting, I'm a J, I'm a J,
Hey, all day.
putting that in that universe, like that's what you gonna receive.
Facts. I mean, and then it's culture to talk about how much you can out smoke the next person, out drink the next person and shit. That's culture. Shout it like we just got so much negative shit within our domain that we just think is cool and positive.
All right, hey, Glass. With that being said, do you feel like black people represent? Do you feel like black people live up to their representation in the media
Uh,
as
No.
a
nah,
culture, not individually? Because
hell
I mean, I
nah,
know for you, you could say no.
hell nah, because in school the cool crowd was never the majority. We know that.
Yeah.
So nah, it just you know what I mean, niggas everybody gonna follow what the cool crowd doing. You know what I mean? Like either you gonna be close enough to where you could just be familiar with it, or you gonna try to be in it. God dang.
Yeah.
Half like majority of the people got dang nowadays were got dang like a little lame, a little cool, half, you know what I mean, like lukewarm type shit now, goddamn, cause really everybody who was in the cool crowd, they already done been locked up. They you know what I mean, they serving they bitch from when we was 20 and shit. Or
Yeah.
they tied down now with 6, 7 kids already, you know what I mean? Like now these are the people who were lukewarm and shit and still trying to hold on to that high school identity, goddamn.
Hmm. Hmm. Nah, man. But I was asking in a way of as far as like the stereotypes that represent us or whatever. how TJ was saying, kind of like it's getting to the point where, like, life used to imitate art, but it's like, now it's the other way around, and you feel me? People are really doing what they see. So opposed to something might used to be a stereotype about black people, now it's to the point where everybody want to be a part of this certain type of situation to where the stereotypes is true. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, well, I think group thinking end up doing that anyway. You know what I mean? When they have everybody like on a certain wavelength and shit, like just I mean, for me, it's just gonna always come back to the same thing, man. People just gonna follow the crowd, shout it like, and if it was a point where something was taboo, goddamn, and it's cool now, it because somebody like had influence and did what the fuck they wanted to do or what they was paid to do, and the people who got them or were influenced by them just roll with it and shit, and then that right there takes because I somebody who got influence gets into a contract to play a role, a stereotypical role, make this stereotype trendy, and everybody else just pick it up.
Exactly.
So
but see, that's all on us. We gotta make that weak shit. We gotta make that weak shit. We gotta make that shit that ain't cool. We gotta make that shit ain't cool. Or somebody cool gotta come around and say, nah, that shit ain't cool.
Okay, so on the individual accountability level, we gotta stop putting ourselves in bonds that are detrimental, making contracts with devils, with demons, with goddamn unhealthy practices and shit, just unhealthy ideologies. Just start putting ourselves within these bonds, and then as a group, we gotta start promoting that. Stay away. We gotta promote that shit to these folks and let those who don't know no better know what type of bonds and like contracts to stay away from. Shout it like,
hey, give some examples.
Like I was just about to say for the music industry, shout it. Who was really the first artists and stuff that started telling younger artists is like, yo, stay away from this type of contract. Don't do this. Go do this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then people don't understand like how important.
But like, what are some of those social contracts that you was talking about though?
Friendships.
As far as for people to stay away from or whatever.
A contract is just making false promises. Shout out, just saying you're gonna be the type of friend you can't be. Saying you're gonna be the type of boyfriend or girlfriend. These are all contracts, all bonds that we making. You know what I mean? Just stay away from them. If you can't fulfill your contract, if you know it's gonna be hard for you to fulfill this contract, or this is a debt that is gonna cost way more than you gonna be able to pay for. In the long run, just stay the fuck away from that contract. That'll really kill it all, shout it. Because you're not obligated to you, and nor is anybody expecting anything of you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Once we start entering into the obligations and stuff, then we want to do what we want to do. Then that where problems come in and shit. That's how karma operates. Shit, karma is that debt collector. She got down like, hold up, you told such and such you was gonna look out for them, and now you didn't. But now you want such and such to look out for you though. Watch this. Watch this.
On weak in hell.
Hey man, karma. If one person know how to do their job, shout it. Let me say two people. We know the God know how to do his job. And karma, boy, that bitch is dead, man. Oh, I'm talking about when God sent karma after you, but she come at the right time, like the perfect moment. God is the king of irony out there. Like he just know how to just like. Oh, you thought I forgot about that, huh?
Okay, so do you think God is an
asshole? Hell yeah. Look at him. Look at him.
It sound like God. It sound like God. Petty as fuck. Hey, that's my nigga though.
Look at these creations though, shout it like you gotta be. You come on now, humans is gonna try to beat you at every turn. You got come on.
They gonna try your ass.
You think God ain't ready for that shit? Man, come on. Like nigga, I created you, bruh.
Right. Look, irony is just like a nice way of saying petty as fuck. Like
I mean, not even just that, cause it's not even on petty it, cause you deserve it. If it were petty, you wouldn't deserve it.
True.
Out of goddamn spite. Nah, he doing it cause you was being petty. So I'm gonna show you who the king of petty is. I literally invented petty, like literally, like I brought it into existence.
Literally though.
Like so, you want to play? Let me show you how to play the game.
Yeah, that messed up right there. Well, it's not messed up. It's not messed up, but yeah, that's the way it is.
And see, and that's we got that victim mentality. That's why I do agree with TJ on that. That's that victim mentality. We'll say it's messed up that somebody we stole from us. Damn, that fucked up. Knowing you just stole from this motherfucker, but now you found out that they stole from you, you want to be mad. Or you've been cheating on somebody this whole time and you find out they cheating on you. Now you want to be mad and blow it all up in their face.
Yeah.
That's human nature for you, Charlotte. That how, man, we could be so soft of creatures, man. That shit crazy.
Yeah, humans not shit, bro. Humans not shit. For real.
You say we not shit.
Humans not shit, bro. A human will sit up in your face and just say a whole bunch of stuff. And bro, that ain't how they feel. You feel me? Humans is not shit, man. Nah, for real. For real, bro.
We are pieces of shit. I mean, but there are good humans.
Hey, look, I might be taking it too far. Look, hey, shout out to the street.
I mean, don't get me wrong,
though. I might be taking it too far on the humans.
Don't get me wrong, like, because every human has the capability of being bad, you know what I mean? But every human has the capability of being good too, though. So that's that toss-up. Which human are we gonna get today, guys?
And then humans are like geared towards self-preservation, so they might have slit your motherfucking throat on some shit, like slit your throat on some shit. Then they just be like, I mean, what? It's your business. I mean, what? Hey, I gotta get mine. What you say, Glass? I gotta get mine. You gotta get yours. I mean, what I do?
What I do?
What I do?
Look, everything that right for me ain't right for you, and I'm cool with that. That's just how it is, Shawty. Like humans, man, we selfish. I don't know how to put it. We gotta get to a point like we gotta stop being selfish. We gotta know that or learn how to understand between genuine love and concern, as opposed to somebody just being nosy and argumentative or whatever. You feel me? Like people take both of them and confuse them. Shut it. Like if you want somebody to have your back, you gotta let them. Shut it. You gonna have to trust somebody with something. Shut it. But then that comes out like we trust the wrong people. Where does that come from? Shut it. Like. Is it because we ain't listen to a certain type of music, so we rock with a certain group of people?
I feel like it's because we trust a certain type of people because we are cultivated in situations. Some people may be cultivated in situations where the same people what they gotta count on to trust is the main people what they can't trust. So you just grow to make relationships and you gotta just go for what you know or either settle for what you get. You feel me? And you enter into a bond just based on what you used to. And a motherfucker might not have your best interest at heart. And I feel like the ones who are truly able to like have that real balance of selfishness, they know how to pick the right motherfuckers to be around them. Like the real selfish ass motherfuckers, bro, they don't be having these problems with people. Like, you get me? Because guess why? Because they so motherfucking selective, it don't make no goddamn sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. So,
but then again, them people, they quit to walk out on the motherfucking problem and just go to the next person.
Nah, for real.
Like that, they just got as soon as a problem arises, somebody come with confrontation, they just walk out on that shit.
But that's why it's about having that balance, and like you say, it's about not getting into contracts with motherfuckers without, you know what I'm saying, reading the fine print. And you don't know the
Right.
fine print on a motherfucker. A motherfucker is not gonna show you they fine print, shouty. It's
That
gonna
like
take it's
you,
gonna it's
you,
gonna take research.
you got to make it awkward for them, Shawty. Look, you have. I
Yeah.
mean, you gonna have to make it awkward, make them mad, Shawty, and hopefully, look, hopefully, it's a point where y'all be able to get to a level of understanding. Because I swear to God, Shawty, everything I say to people, Shawty, I ask for you to prove me wrong. Because if you can't prove me wrong, then I have no reason to feel, you know what I mean, like remorseful of what I said. I might feel bad of how I said it, or you know what I mean, so I may have related in the wrong way, but that's not gonna change the fact that what I said was the truth.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hello? Yeah. All right. But yeah, man, she I mean, dang. But yeah, man, if I say something that's going to hurt somebody's feelings, you know what I mean, I would try to reconcile and make them understand, you know what I mean, that it's not my intent to attack you, but I'm just giving you a point of view, you know what I mean, or just giving you my goddamn understanding. And I'm really thinking about your homegirl, Shade. Like how she said she felt attacked when I told her that when I felt like that when I told her, you know what I mean, I feel like you ain't gonna get all the information from this person, you know what I mean? If you don't plan on paying for it, you wasting your time. Ain't no point of dealing with them. It wasn't no saying I never was not trying to discredit the information Shawty was saying. Like never was saying that, oh, what she's saying is a waste of time. I'm saying, yo, just you're gonna get hit a dead end at a certain point, and you're gonna go fishing somewhere else looking for more information. So you know what I mean, my way, that's why I say I'm not a teacher, because I might not always have the best delivery with what I'm trying to say, and it comes off wrong. But at the same time, I
And I
don't.
feel like what she was really saying was like on some more she feel like the only reason why you were saying that was because you misinterpreted the reason why she was presenting the information. And a lot of times, like you might be a great teacher, you feel me? But at the same time, you also would have to like listen too. You know what I'm saying? Even though even in the event that you were a teacher, you would still have to listen. You know what I'm
I
saying? And
mean,
get a
but see,
full
look, that's what
understanding
I'm
of the
saying. Like
question
my
being
response,
presented. You get me?
my response triggered her to where she couldn't get a full elaboration on what I was gonna say. Shadow, like it wasn't. I was my whole point was like, yeah, the information is good. Like when she asked me what the lady was talking about, yeah, I would say, yeah, matter of fact, I think I did say in the beginning, like what she was saying is right. She on point. You know what I mean? But just from also, I'm just giving my further, you know what I mean? Even though it probably wasn't warranted, just my further opinion on what I got from watching this video. You know what I mean? So like it wasn't as if I didn't hear her question, or you know what I mean, I it was all in my intention to answer it, but she felt attacked right off the bat and felt the need to defend her point more so than I would just giving me the chance to fully elaborate or just asking me what I meant. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And everything is interpretation too.
Yeah, fact. But look, we're gonna have to go ahead.